Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another Shenandoah broadcast. I'm here early once again with Clabiella in the back room to do a little pregame interview before we get into all sorts of esports action here in a minute. And Clabiella, I want to talk, before we get into your Overwatch match coming up, you are coming off a pretty exciting trip down to Atlanta for the DreamHack event. I just want to ask, how did that go? Did you enjoy it? Did everybody have a good time?
Yeah, DreamHack was really cool. Being able to work such a big scale event is actually so cool to get that hands-on experience. So actually just meeting a bunch of people, a lot of networking, and overall we just had a blast, and it was just really cool to be at a DreamHack. So
yeah, absolutely, and it's an awesome opportunity that we get to send students to work such incredible stuff like that. But with that out of the way, all right, let's talk about the matchup we've got coming today. We have an Overwatch match, week number 3. I want to ask, the team's 0-2, right? How is the team morale? How are you guys feeling? And what sort of adaptations can we expect to see today?
We recently kind of just switched around how we run the rosters, so I think everybody's starting to feel really good. Even though we haven't practiced it that much, we're working on it, and we're pretty confident because every single map that we've played so far has been like super duper close. So we're kind of just going in it with high hopes and also just, you know, down to have fun, but yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And you said it last week was so incredibly close and unfortunately did not come out on top on that one. What sort of stuff did you personally learn about yourself, about the team? What kind of stuff did you guys take away from that match?
Overall, everybody was just kind of proud of how we did because it literally came down to like a single fight every single time. So if we were able to, we learned a lot from just VOD reviewing one of our first matches. We realized that the last fights that we always take really are just some small things that we don't think of last minute because I think we're kind of always in a panic. But we've been getting a lot better at handling that, and overall, we've just been prepping and kind of hoping that the new roster changes and how we're doing things just works out. So
Yeah, that's exciting to hear that synergy start to build. And I won't keep you too long. I'll let you go out and warm up here pretty soon. But I do want to ask just one final question. What sort of goals do maybe you personally have for the rest of the season, right? You've got a lot of Overwatch left ahead of you. What's something you're looking to accomplish, whether it be you or the team as a whole? What's something you're hoping to take away from the season?
Me personally, I'm kind of new to Overwatch. So just being able to, like, learn and keep up as much as I have been is one of my personal goals, especially since I've only peaked plat. So my end goal is to at least hit, like, you know, low diamond end of the season and maybe hit masters next. But the team goal is to just, like, overall we'll win our first match, but also just have fun while we're doing it, and hopefully the rest of the season we make playoffs for NACE and NECC. So
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming back here. Good luck in your match. We have plenty more to bring you, including potentially some League of Legends as well as Smash Bros. So don't go anywhere. We will start with our Overwatch team's match against Tulsa. We will be right back.
wasn't the plan. Don't wanna demand it, I've done what I can. And I never mentioned the times you were rude.
And like magic, I find myself out on the desk. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Shenandoah Esports broadcast live from our esports arena here in Winchester, Virginia. My name is Chris Clayton, and I am joined, as always, and once again, by Benjamin Kincaid, freshly back from Atlanta, running DreamHack, not running DreamHack, casting at DreamHack. We are back with more Tuesday, very exciting action, potentially up to 4 games we might be bringing you today. We have 2 Overwatch matches, a League of Legends match, and a Smash Bros match. We will be keeping you updated on all of it. Some of them might not happen, namely, I've heard that League of Legends as a game is having some technical difficulties right now, but obviously we will let you know anything you need to know. Ben, welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
How are you feeling? How was the trip? I'm dying to know. I asked Clabiella in the pregame interview.
It was great. It was great. It was very fun. We casted the DreamHack Collegiate Invitational down in Atlanta, run by DJ TJ from UGA. Phenomenal job. It was very like personable, you know. It was very just like everyone was there having a good time, having fun, meeting a lot of new faces, and the teams also were having fun. It felt very like grassroots. Like it was awesome. Very just like put together and just fun. It was a great time to go down there, cast the invitational. Shout out to all the teams that won. Winthrop, I believe, did Valorant and Overwatch, cleaned those up, and then I believe it was Kennesaw State University for the dub in Rocket League. So congrats to the teams down there at the Collegiate Invitational. But now we get back to good old-fashioned Shenandoah University esports. Can't wait to jump into everything. We have a lot to cover, right? And I believe we're starting with Overwatch in NACE Overwatch Week 3 against Tulsa.
Yes, so we will be starting with Overwatch as we have been doing on previous Tuesdays, right? We will have one Overwatch match that we will take you into fairly soon. And like you said, yes, Week 3 competition of NACE. This will be against the University of Tulsa, but come around 8 o'clock, and we will have Smash Bros against Hood College and League of Legends against the University of North Georgia. So stay tuned. We have plenty of action to bring you. But yes, like you said, starting with Overwatch. This team, Shenandoah, unfortunately 0-2 so far through 2 weeks. Brand new roster from last year, and as we show you on the screen, right, there's one returning player from two returning players on your screen that you may recognize from last year, being Voidex now on your screen, as well as Cherry, if you saw just a moment ago. Yeah. So very young team, very fresh team, still figuring things out, but man, have those 2 games been close.
Yeah, it's been very, very close games, right? Blinn, a very close, I believe 3-1. We were able to take that Flashpoint map, playing very, very well. And then last week we were up I am blanking now. GVSU is who we were up against there. It was a very, very close series. We were up 2-0, ended up getting reverse swept. But we came in with a new was that a fidget spinner?
I believe it was.
Fidget spinner on the camera there for Clabiella. But, yeah, it was a very, very close 3-2, right? Heartbreak in the end. But we came in with a different strategy, right? A lot of our members, we have pretty much 2 rosters that we can go back and forth with, and a lot of the members saw playtime.
Yeah, we have 9 members, I believe, listed on our team. And the original plan coming into the year was to sort of split them up into you could argue like an A team and a B team
Right.
if you want to call them that. It's two separate rosters, effectively. But the team came together and ultimately decided, hey, we're stronger when we play together, right? A lot of these players have strengths and weaknesses that complement each other into one pretty cohesive unit. So they went out and tried something new last week and unfortunately didn't come away with a win, but we saw a lot of positive changes all over that series.
Yeah, it looked really good, right? Everyone kind of showed up and showed out in the roles that they were thrust into, right? We have a lot of subs on this team, a lot of interchangeable pieces that we can go with. As we do have map 1, I believe we're going to go into Lijiang Tower is going to be the first map that we have today. So classic control map. It's going to be Lijiang. Everyone plays it. If you don't, you're trolling, right? You just have to go with Lijiang Tower. But one thing that stood out to me, right, talking with our coach Ben, is that when Danny was in, it was Protein Shake, right, on that hit scan, they played a lot around banking on getting a pick, right? And they want to change it up a little bit. They want to play responsive to picks and not just wait for picks to happen. So I'd be very interested to see how that kind of transition happens, how they play through that instead this week, different than how they did last week.
Yeah, it'll be something to keep an eye out for, right? The big difference between playing proactive and reactive, and it you know, more often you do hear proactive being the more positive side of that coin, but in this case, it did end up hurting them last week. They felt like they were too sort of hindered by, you know, waiting for their go button that sometimes took too long to come, and that's not at fault of Protein Shake or anything. It was just how they sort of locked themselves into a certain play style when that game started. So a good adaptation, right? Something to keep an eye out for sure. And I mean, so far, when this team knows they have a weakness and have an answer for it, so far that's worked out pretty well for them. So I'm excited. After hearing that from the coach, right, saying, hey, we know what we struggled with last week. We have a game plan to try to fix that. I'm very excited to see how the team is able to put all that together in this matchup today.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting to come through, right? We are going to be starting with our normal 5 that we've been playing with from the beginning. It's going to be Voidex on that tank, Flames and TinyShiny. Flames is Reaper, wreaking havoc. Reaping havoc? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, that works. On the backline of opposing teams, TinyShiny as well on the DPS, Clabiella and Cherry as well on the Brig on that Juno. So pretty stock standard. It's going to be the Malga tank coming through here for Voidex. A little bit more brawl coming through to start this one off.
Yeah, and we so far have seen Shenandoah thrive, at least last week, on this map in particular, right? They kind of rolled through Lijiang Tower against GBSU last week, but not quite the same story week 1. So we'll definitely keep an eye out on how this team looks on this map, but so far nothing too crazy, right? A lot of early chip damage, no big commits from either team as Shenandoah does sniff out the turrets, but TinyShiny will go down before Voidex is able to clear those, and now forced to fall back is Shenandoah running back to their spawn and waiting for numbers to even out.
Yeah, Voidex with the charge, just trying to get back safely, trying to stay alive. It was going to be the swap over to this Orisa. This is a meta change that we've seen in recent weeks here, that the Diva Dive Hyper Rune combo has kind of fallen off. Orisa got this buff. There's some changes amongst kind of a lot of different heroes in this game, and Orisa just stands out as the best option thus far. We will swap to it, TinyShiny as well, going over to that Mei. I like this swap coming through to try to play more proactive and with this current meta.
Yeah, great wall there from TinyShiny to find the tank for Tulsa on the wrong side, and plenty of damage comes down on not only the tank, but the rest of the roster, as Shenandoah will find all 5 in relatively quick succession to find a clean team kill, take the point for themselves, and now only down 34%, look to rack up some momentum.
Yeah, Flames now just trying to sit back in this corner, trying to find a little bit of a sneaky angle. We'll get spotted out, trying to stay, well, we'll be able to stay alive for the time being, but it's going to be selfish, able to find that angle. Flames will go down, but that's the swap that we were looking for, right? TinyShiny will drop as well. SU has to fall back, but the Orisa initially looking so good.
Yeah, definitely looking strong so far, but multiple kills onto Shenandoah there will mean that multiple ultimates are now up for University of Tulsa here. So something to keep an eye out, right, as they start to rack up more of their own percentage. They do have ultimate advantage, but Shenandoah not far behind, right? We do see Clabiella and TinyShiny really inching closer and closer to having their ultimates up, and big blizzard on a map like this can really make the difference, especially in these close quarters.
Yeah, Terror Surge as well up and available here for Voidex. If they can find an angle alongside Clabiella's rally, they can do some serious damage. They're going to go high. The window will get popped on the side of Tulsa, and already Voidex will fall. TinyShiny not long after will drop as well. Multiple members on the side of SU will get wiped, and now it's a reset yet again from this SU squad.
Yeah, that's a tough break if you're an SU fan, right? Only the window used from Video Gamer means that there are 4 ultimates up and ready for what is likely to be the last fight if Tulsa comes out on top. So keep an eye out for ultimates, but we see the Bastion starting to fall back, and sure enough, here comes one of those ultimates, looking for as much damage as possible. Terror Surge comes out for Voidex, will not find any just yet due to a well-placed lantern, but Cherry able to find one before Flames will go down. So far, Shenandoah able to shove Tulsa off the point, but not before multiple members start to drop. Overtime ticking down in favor of Tulsa. Shenandoah unable to take the point just yet, but bodies are falling, and this is looking a little bit like it's going Tulsa's way, but still pretty back and forth, right? One member on both teams standing on the point, make that 2. Here comes a big Reaper ultimate, but he will not find any before he is taken out. TinyShiny finds 2 of her own, but an unfortunate Death Blossom finds 0. Still all kinds of chaos on this point. Nobody willing to get off just yet. TinyShiny buying as much time as possible, and thankfully finds 2 whole kills. Voidex swapping to the Wrecking Ball to buy as much time as possible. Tulsa falling off the point momentarily, but having numbers advantage, leaving Voidex by himself. Flames is all the way back from that ultimate, but still no kills. TinyShiny, the only one dead, just respawned. But Shenandoah did take the point in that moment, right? Shenandoah able to buy some time, fall off the point, regroup, but only for a moment.
I mean, that was an unbelievably long fight, right? I mean, all the swaps coming through. Voidex on ball, Clabiella onto this Lucio as well. Flames going low, will drop, and now it's all up to TinyShiny. Just try to stay alive. The pulse bomb, however, will come out from Jason, but unable to find the angle. But now with no one touching, Voidex has to try to make it in, but won't be able to do so in time. SU, they recapped somehow miraculously off of the back of TinyShiny's heroics, but it was not enough in the end of point 1 for Lijiang Tower.
Wow. I am out of breath. That was a crazy fight, but that's a real playstyle. I mean, that might be something that SU wants to look into, right? Feeding off of that sort of chaotic, just messy fight. I mean, it's hard to force stuff like that, but unfortunately, just not enough for SU in that first round, right? We did see those ultimates come out for Tulsa, and ultimately just statistics, right? Too many advantages in favor of Tulsa. Shenandoah was able to buy a lot of time for themselves, but can't quite get the job done as now we move to point number 2.
Yeah, Flames now on this hit scan, on this Ashe. TinyShiny, the tried and true Tracer, coming through. Voidex as well. Going to swap over to this Junker Queen, something that Voidex has performed very, very well on historically. Getting a lot of poke damage early on here, but unable to find any angles as TinyShiny is going on a little bit of a hunting trip, trying to find Jason, who goes dangerously low. The recall will come through, but TinyShiny reads it, but is unable to find the kills as Clabiella falls.
Yeah, that'll certainly be something to keep an eye on in this game, as we do see TinyShiny again just trying to finish the job on this Junker Queen here for Tulsa, but unable to do it. Last week, we saw TinyShiny come out on top in a lot of those Tracer 1v1s.
Yeah.
This time, Jason opting to really not fight back and keep, you know, grouping with the team and not keep it a 1v1, and that one falls in favor of Tulsa. But yeah, that will certainly be something that we all should be keeping an eye on, are these Tracer 1v1s, because last week, that was a highlight for Shenandoah, but a lot of damage coming out onto Loptus for Tulsa there. But fight breaking out on the point, as we do see, once again, these Tracers going at it. Jason forced to bail on that one. Shenandoah does cap the point for themselves, but relatively low percentages both directions, as now the JQs will go at it right on top of each other. All the numbers going down for Shenandoah, though, as Clabiella will find the only kill for Shenandoah. Ultimate percentages racking up for Tulsa, and so will the point as they take that back and watch that number climb.
Yeah, TinyShiny again falling in that Tracer 1v1. Jason just has their number thus far. Voidex very, very close to that war cry on this JQ, trying to find this flank angle, trying to go and loop around, but again, the pulse bomb. Jason able to find that angle, find that flank. Cherry will go down. Jason finding two, both supports down on the side of SU. Jason just wreaking havoc, the wall coming through as well. They won't be able to capitalize on that one just yet, but as you look on the side of SU, the ultimates are growing nearer and nearer. Jason does not have that pulse bomb any longer. This could be the angle that SU was looking for. Voidex goes in, TinyShiny finding the pulse bomb as well, but Selfish able to find the response. The tank down on the side of SU. Now it's up to Clabiella to keep everyone alive.
Yeah, the early pick coming out from TinyShiny on that pulse bomb, not leading to a ton, as now the JQ ult will come out for the other side, find 2 kills, make that 3, excuse me. TinyShiny, 1 remaining on the point to try to take it back. That could be a huge cap, but not quite enough, as Tulsa noticed the problem and dealt with it rather quickly. But 87% and climbing, right, with 3 ultimates about to be up for Shenandoah, and big ones at that, right? Clabiella and Cherry, both supports, will have their ultimates for what is likely to be a last fight, but 96% means someone has to touch for Shenandoah. They do get the touch off. Voidex tapping the point very briefly, forcing overtime, but that is ticking down. They will get back on it. The orbital ray comes out from Cherry. Team-wide buff, and a big one at that as Voidex finds a kill. Loptus jumping off the map to force a reset. Tulsa saying, all right, you take this one, we will regroup and win at the next one.
Yeah, 3 ultimates used on the side of SU. TinyShiny, the only one relatively close to being able to have theirs. As Flames just diffs Jason. They're able to find that angle, find that kill on this hit scan. But as you look at the ultimate counters, right, Jason, about to have that pulse bomb, their orbital ray and the rally are up on the side of Tulsa. And SU, they won't have any response. They just have to fully outposition and outmaneuver this Tulsa squad if they want to stay alive here in this ensuing fight.
Yeah, tall order there for Shenandoah as we now start to see the engage. The wall will not quite find anybody off balance, but Flames will be the first to go as the speed is just too much to handle. Now, the rest of Tulsa quick to follow, and now Shenandoah running off the point. Again, overtime ticking down as Tulsa was able to cap it. Shenandoah looking once again to buy as much time as possible. Voidex looking to get on the point, but can't quite do it. He will go down anyway, and Tulsa University will take game number 1, 2-0 on Lijiang Tower.
Yeah, map number 1, full control coming through from Tulsa. And then that last fight, it's just ult advantages, right? Nothing on the side of SU was up and available. They had to just try to raw fight through those ultimates, and they just weren't able to do so. Tulsa coming out swinging.
Yeah, and it's worth mentioning as well, I admittedly can't really remember if we touched on this before the game or not. This team played last week, right, against GVSU, and has not actually played since. On your screen, 2 of those members were actually down in Atlanta with you, Ben.
Yeah.
So a big thing that Coach Bethreen talked about before the match was that part of this was going to be sort of shaking some rust off. And that was something I admittedly forgot about moving into this game, right? We kind of did expect a slower start from this SU squad, but, you know, signs of life, certainly. But Tulsa looking very, very strong all around, and mostly control of both of those games.
Yeah, no, full control coming through from Tulsa. We had that Orisa, the glimpse of hope, right, on that first control point. Is that SpongeBob?
I did not notice that the first time around.
A W on the other side.
Hey, I like that.
Hey, I like to see it. A little bit of flair added into the player cams, right? But yeah, so like you said, there is a little bit of rust coming to this because I think Ben, the coach, mentioned that they hadn't played since Tuesday as a unit, right? We had multiple members on this team. I think there was 3 in total down in Atlanta with this DreamHack crew coming through from SU. So, yeah, a little bit of rust coming through, right? But not to worry. It's a first to 3 series, so we have plenty of time to shake that rust off, bounce back, and come back stronger in the second match.
Yeah, and we're also certainly not here to make excuses. Right.
Yeah.
Tulsa looked very strong on that map, and if they're able to continue that momentum, could take this relatively easily.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that was something that I forgot to mention before the game, was that, this team has not had many opportunities to sort of get back in their rhythm. We talked to some of the players earlier today. I remember Rain Dreamer, one of the players who we did not see in that game, got on Overwatch pretty early today with the explicit reason of I'm feeling pretty rusty. Like I just need to get back in my rhythm. So we'll see if we see Rain Dreamer come out pretty soon, as we will be moving to map number 2 here pretty soon.
Yeah, and Rain Dreamer, it's kind of map-based of how we are picking our rosters, right? A lot of it is just fully dependent on what map is picked, what we go with for our roster, right? We can see possibly Protein Shake coming in on this hit scan DPS, swapping out TinyShiny or Flames. I believe it was Flames the last time getting swapped out for this hit scan in Protein Shake, but Rain Dreamer as well with the Sigma, with the Ramatra in that back pocket, a very strong option for a lot of these kind of hybrid push maps that we often see coming through in these second game modes. We don't know what the map is just yet. We don't know if there's any swapping going around, but it'll be interesting to see if that does come out.
Yeah, and week 1 and week 2 of this league competition, we saw King's Row both times.
Yeah.
And Shenandoah lost week 1, won week 2, similar to the first map in both weeks. Shenandoah ultimately coming out 1-1 through the both weeks. But King's Row was consistent. Lijiang was consistent. This time around, we are receiving word from our production that map number 2 will be Blizzard World, right? So we do have a mix-up and a team that we haven't quite seen yet this year.
Yeah, and Blizzard World is a hit scan's dream.
I agree.
Right. So I would definitely expect to see Protein Shake coming out in this hit scan, this Widow, this Ashe hero pick, right? Because there's so much high ground. There's so many bridges that you can play with when you have the first point captured that why would you really want to play anything else? You can play with so much range and dish out so much damage with this Widow, with this Ashe, with the possible Cassidy as well. I know that's a little bit more close range, but still another good option when it comes to this map.
Yeah, and it'll be interesting to see who our tank player is this time around as well, because we, like you mentioned, you know, this meta seems to favor Orisa, and that was something we saw pretty briefly in map 1 just now. But like in my notes, I have Voidex as, and as we see on your screen, this will be the roster for today. I have Voidex in my notes as being able to play just about anybody. But one hero that we have not seen him play very often, at least until now, was Orisa. So we'll see if we see more of that, right? We saw it very briefly, and ultimately it did not stick around in map number 1. But that could be something that thrives on this sort of map, right? It's tough to say because this map is bigger, so we might see more of, you know, the dive comp that we've been seeing, not only in wow, I don't know what TinyShiny's going through there, but you know, more of the dive comp that we've seen in weeks prior, right, with Diva and Winston from Voidex, or maybe, you know, this might be the time where we see like a Sigma come out and really just control zones, control space. But we will see very shortly here as we take you into this gorgeous fly-through, a gorgeous map on a gorgeous game.
Yeah, I mean, he said it all right there, right? Gorgeous map, gorgeous game. Oh my goodness, the chickens as well, the chicken cards or the eagles. I guess it's like a.
Stay tuned.
Eagle.
You might get a chicken/eagle cam from our production team.
If there's a flank coming through from the eagle, we'll let you know. All right, we will see the angle. We'll see it through, right? And one thing to note, we do see Danny coming in on this hit scan, right? Flames will be on the back burner. Protein Shake coming in instead. That's what we expected to come through from this squad, right? Specifically with this map, the hit scans do so well. So now it's the adaptation of seeing if we can respond to a pick instead of waiting back to see if a pick happens.
Yeah, and as we see this fly through, right, as we take you through all of these different areas of the map, this map has a pretty healthy dose of long corridors as well as crowded, smaller spaces. So this map really does kind of favor both playstyles, but ultimately, right, the thing to take away is that we do know that Protein Shake will be in the game, and we know what type of playstyle that tends to lean to. So as we look into the game, or as we prepare to take you into the game, right, take a quick look at the characters up top. We already see Protein Shake on the Ashe, right, that exact hit scan we're talking about. So keep an eye on him all throughout this game, and like you said, keep an eye on the playstyle, the team's ability to play around him, whether they are forcing picks or waiting for picks, because that will be the adaptation that we are looking to see from this SU squad.
Yeah, Voidex hovering on this Sigma as well, just to provide a little bit more peel and tankiness on this defensive side, what SU will be starting with on this defense. So it'll be interesting to see how well Protein Shake is able to capitalize with this hit scan. You have the high ground. You're playing defense. We can hear Protein Shake in the back. I don't know if you guys are able to hear that at all. He might have been able to peek the mic there just a little bit.
Cry or something.
A rally cry, indeed. I don't know what he said. It was in a different language, but hey, I'll give it to him. I'm sure it was something motivating.
Probably, yeah. We did cut to him very briefly there. He caught the tail end of that on his camera. But enough of that, right? We do see Jason able to find a disgusting flank and find a lot of damage onto the SU squad on this first point, finding 3 quick succession kills, make that the rest of the team quick to fall. Tulsa with a strong opening push. They will cap this point and look to move this payload down the map.
Yeah, and this is something we saw on this map before with this squad, right? The Winston dive came back to hurt them so much. They weren't able to provide peel for Protein Shake to keep this hit scan alive, to keep this sniper, this long-range, consistent damage alive. And a lot was to do with this Winston. So if they're able to maneuver this Winston, find the angles, keep Protein Shake safe, that might be the angle that they have to look for. Because right now, with this dive with Winston, Protein Shake, there's no place to be safe, as now we see yet another Tracer 1v1.
Yeah, we saw a couple of these that TinyShiny unfortunately caught the losing end of in map number 1, and both players ultimately opting to back off of each other and say, hey, you know what? I've got friends outside. I'm going to go meet up with them. So no kills there, but you're right. I mean, this is the part of the map where we start to see all different kinds of playstyles come out. Both of these rosters looking pretty different so far. We see the Sigma Ultimate will come out and find a kill onto one support for Tulsa, but numbers are flying both directions. Everybody's falling to the ground. Voidex, the only person to find a kill, though, so far. We have yet to see those early picks come out, as Protein Shake will be one of those first players to go down. But here comes another Tracer 1v1. Jason chasing TinyShiny all the way back to the rest of her team, and she will ultimately stay there, as Voidex will be the last to fall, and Tulsa gets a lot of progress on this objective.
Yeah, it's going to be a reset coming through from SU. Selfish and Jason both have their ultimates up and available. The Primal Rampage and the Pulse Bomb ready for this next fight. The Orbital Ray and the Duplicate will also be up and available on the side of Tulsa. TinyShiny does have the Pulse Bomb, goes in, finds an angle. Video Gamer already dropping, but will get spied out by the Juno. Now it's Voidex trying to find these angles for the dive, already coming through. There's nothing they can do about it. Clabiella, TinyShiny falling on the defensive side, and now in goes Selfish. They will find the angles. Voidex, Protein Shake, Cherry, they all will fall. Tulsa holding strong.
Yeah, and that looked like such a strong start to that fight. The Pulse Bomb finds one and almost finds two, but TinyShiny just unable to finish the job. And here comes another Tracer 1v1, but TinyShiny will come out on top of that one. But more friends have arrived, as TinyShiny now forced to deal with the cleanup crew, and Loptus will finish the job there. Again, back to that team fight, though. That did look like such a strong start, but not enough follow-up from the rest of the team, able to finish the Juno from Tulsa, and from there, it's just one domino after another, right? TinyShiny, so much damage gone, or at least already used, and Shenandoah just unable to get much from that fight, but looking to regroup, right? One checkpoint down, as now we do see the Orbital Ray come out for Shenandoah. One more Tracer fight, I assume. We will keep you up to date on that, but a cinematic shot there from the Orbital Ray will mean that SU just looking to find any momentum they can. They will be able to force Tulsa off the point for now, but with 4 minutes left, Tulsa's probably feeling pretty comfortable about that.
Yeah, the Orbital Ray getting popped there, just trying to buy some time. The rally coming through from Clabiella as well, but Cherry will already fall. Loptus able to find that one. The Pulse Bomb as well in the backside. Protein Shake will fall. The Rampaging Selfish goes through the rest of the team. There's nothing they can do about it. Bob will be popped. The Pulse Bomb as well coming through. Won't be able to find an angle. Everyone dropping on the side of SU. Tulsa, everyone still alive.
Man, talk about taking over the game. Jason has been causing problems all over the map. From the very first point to every fight since, Jason has been able to find very sneaky ways into the backline and find so much damage. We see a last-ditch effort from Shenandoah come out, as one support will go down. Voidex Mech will also go down, and the tank front line is gone. Body after body hitting the ground, as Tulsa will just shove the point in, complete round one, and push it all the way toward Shenandoah for 3 checkpoints in commanding fashion.
Yeah, 3:15 left on this clock as well. If a full cap does come through from SU, they got to do it fast, right? Because Tulsa just ran through that attacking side. 3:15 left on the timer if we do go to that overtime. But on the side of SU, what went wrong, right? Tracking Jason, knowing where this tracer is pivotal as we now look over to co-founder Mike Morham.
Yeah, we yeah, I mean, Jason has been all over this game, and it was true in map number 1 as well, right? We saw on the specifically point number 2 of Lijiang Tower, Jason again just inserting himself into Shenandoah's backline, or even wherever he needed to be, right? It didn't even always have to be the backline. Finding picks, finding egregious damage, and really finding everything Tulsa needs to be able to finish the job. Whereas Shenandoah just hasn't been able to do that second part, right? They are finding the pulse bombs. They are finding the entrances, but just unable to follow up and capitalize. So we'll see if Shenandoah is able to adapt, right? It's a big thing needs to change. A lot needs to change if you're losing it with 3 minutes left on the clock. So we will see as Shenandoah makes their first push on offense for map 2 Blizzard World.
Now Voidex now piloting this Orisa yet again, trying to make this meta pick work. Haven't been able to practice on it all weekend long. So hopefully they are able to find these angles. Protein Shake trying to get some chip damage. But, I mean, the response on the side of Tulsa is just stronger. They're the ones getting chipped out, poked down by the members of Tulsa. As now we see Selfish going in. Voidex having to retreat. The heals coming through from Cherry, however, able to keep everyone up and healthy. TinyShiny trying to find this flank, trying to find this 1v1. Will go get that health pack, and now we can see the fight begin to ensue. Protein Shake going low, almost going down, will finally drop Jason. Able to find that backside yet again. The spear will connect, but nothing will come of it. SU getting heavily pushed off of the point. Lopez trying to find a wall, some kind of angle to get in there, but instead it's Spyro. The icicles are flying. Jason finding the 1v1 yet again. SU, they do not have a response.
Yeah, and we see this playstyle that we talked about a little bit before the game. Shenandoah trying to really play off these picks and force the picks. So far, the picks have not come. They haven't been able to find Jason or Loptis on the Mei, right? Neither one of those players have gone down first. It's always Shenandoah looking to move as a unit and just win 5v5. But so far, we have not seen that. So I would love to see more of an effort to try to single out really anybody, as now we see a lot of damage coming out onto Selfish there. Here comes a pulse bomb from Jason. Does not find any. So now is the time to strike if you're Shenandoah. We have a Tracer 1v1. Very, very close. But once again, both players opting to back out of that one. A little too close for comfort for both players. But SU has a slight window, as now here comes the Orisa ult from Voidex. It will not find any kills, but Protein Shake does find a kill. Numbers advantage, but now here come the ultimates the other direction, right? Jason is able to find a kill onto the DPS. Voidex looking to just use gravity to finish the job, push them off the map, but not quite able to do it. Now with the rest of Shenandoah falling on the point, no progress made, and Voidex forced to just join the rest of his team off the map and reset and try to do it one more time. 90 seconds left is not much, but they need to get this point if they want any shot of winning this map.
Yeah, 3 ults used on both sides as well. SU unable to capitalize on Voidex's engage with that Terror Surge. The Pulse Bomb not finding any value as well coming through from TinyShiny. And again, it's this hit scan problem. You're trying to find these picks, but you're unable to do so. Cherry again going down, and now the dive coming through. Protein Shake already off the board. SU now just need to run for the hills, try to get back to safety, but the chase is on. The Pulse Bomb will land. Voidex will fall. Jason going crazy on the side of Tulsa.
Yeah, with 50 seconds left, the last thing you need is to be staggered, right? Shenandoah opting and saying, okay, we still have time for one more push, right? That's not the end of the game. But Tulsa, being aware of that smartly, chases down and tries to find a couple more kills, right? choke them out for as much time as you can. So here comes Jason, and they do sniff him out this time. But now he finds himself behind the whole squad. TinyShiny able to find that one, but here comes yet another Tracer 1v1, right? Unable to locate each other there toward the end. But another pick comes down onto Protein Shake. We're seeing Shenodoa's strategy used against them almost to perfection, and now the rest of the team quick to follow once again. The supports keeping up very, very impressively for Tulsa, as now Voidex left all by himself to try and go cap a point that is basically, if not even basically, impossible. Shenandoah will fall a second time. Tulsa taking map number 2 and a 2-0 lead in this series so far.
Yeah, and props to Tulsa, right? Protein Shake had absolutely zero breathing room. And that's all, again, the player of the series thus far is Jason on the side of Tulsa. Absolutely just a flip of the switch, able to find these angles, completely taking TinyShiny out of these matches and these fights as well, because TinyShiny is the only one that can match the pace of Jason, of this Tracer mirror. And yeah, just Tulsa is just full gas, no break.
Absolutely. And it's fun to watch the, right, we sat here and sort of game planned what Shenandoah was trying to do. What Shenandoah tried to do in both weeks, we saw them do a little bit stronger in week number 2. But that exact strategy that we had in our minds being used against them, right? Like if we look back at both of these games, there's a lot of times where we see Shenandoah sort of struggling to find those opening picks before they get picked themselves, right? So I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say what needs to change, because Shenandoah just needs to protect their backline, right? Not be the first to go down. But it's hard to find picks if you're busy playing defensively. I don't know. It's tough, but we'll see what they're able to do as we see the players taking a break. A
bit of a breather.
Yeah, before we get into game number 3. So I believe we might be taking a break here as well. So we're going to leave you with some replays as the players, as well as ourselves, get ready to head into game 3, right? Game 3 will be a flashpoint, yes, which Shenandoah has thrived on. But yeah, we are going to take a quick break after these replays as well. So don't go anywhere, right? We will be back very, very soon.
We've been here before. We're both so broke. That's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't walk too slow. We can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and it tastes so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. We've all been there before. like we've been here before. We're both so broke, that's something that'll keep us afloat. Don't work too so we can't keep falling deeper again. Came too close and the taste so far from pure. A rush of blood, but we search for so much more. We've all been here before. 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 We've all been here before.
Welcome back to the Shenandoah Esports Arena here in Winchester, Virginia. My name is Chris Clayton, in case you forgot, and this is Ben Kincaid, in case you forgot.
Hello.
We are about to take you into Overwatch map number 3 against the University of Tulsa. So far, a very commanding series from Tulsa, right? Strong performances all across the board. This has been a very strong, well-rounded team, but we will be watching and taking you into map 3 pretty soon to see if Shenandoah can rebound.
Yeah, and Tulsa is looking incredible, right?
Yes.
Jason on this tracer on the side of Tulsa. Oh my God. This is unreal stuff coming through from this individual player. Everyone on the side of Tulsa has been playing very well. Selfish on this tank as well has been up in the faces of SU. There's nothing that we have been able to do to really adapt to it, right? We will be going into Flashpoint on our third map, which will be New Junk City. I like that pick coming through from SU. We are very familiar with this one, with this team. And yeah, looking to now bounce back to find a reverse sweep.
Yeah, again, I keep alluding to previous weeks, and I hope you all were able to watch with us. And if you weren't, be sure to drop us a follow so that you don't miss any future action. Yes, back in week 1, Shenandoah was able to take one map off of Blinn JV, and that was Flashpoint on New Junk City in map number 3 when they were down 2-0. So after talking to the team before the game, both today and in previous weeks, the consensus seems to be that Flashpoint is the strong suit, if there is one, right? You'd like to be confident on all of them, but if you had to pick one that you're best at, the idea seems to be Flashpoint. Yeah. So we'll be sure to, I mean, I don't know, keep an eye out for if that stays true, right? So far, Tulsa has looked so strong, and I don't want to say flawless, that's dramatic, but like Shenandoah has struggled to find a weakness in this squad, right? We see Jason really taking over the game and in really all facets. But as we take a look on your screen now, will be the roster we will be fielding. Cherry, Clabiella, Voidex, Flames, and OnionMan making his debut for today.
OnionMan has arrived, right?
Yes.
The onion is ready to be cut.
Who's crying?
Tulsa, are you going to cry? Who knows? Are you going to get too close to the onion? Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see. But OnionMan does play this Mei, right? Mei is something that works fairly well in these Flashpoint maps, specifically New Junk City, these walls can find so much value. There's so many closed quarters that May really thrives in, especially if you can find a really good Blizzard. So I like this swap coming through TinyShiny's champ pool, hero selection pool,
Right.
I guess. With that Tracer, with that Venture, don't necessarily thrive on game modes and specifically this map, so I like the switch coming out.
Yeah, and this is something that we have not seen yet, right? Last week when when SU introduced these roster swaps, depending on the game mode, the map was Servasa instead of New Junk City. So we have yet to see OnionMan come out on this map and see how they play around it. So we will be sure to keep an eye on that throughout the game, but as we take you through this fly-through, you know what that means. We are preparing to get into some Overwatch action.
Yeah, and a little fun thing about Flashpoint, if viewers at home don't know, the first point is always the same, right? And then afterwards, it's kind of like it's a best of 5 pretty much. It's the first of 3 capturing points, right? The first one always stays the same, and then everything else afterwards is completely random. So you have no idea where you are going, where you will be, the pathing that you may have to take to get back to those points to keep your momentum going. And that's something I think SU thrives at, right? That kind of randomization of this game mode really helps to their brawl style of gameplay, right? So if SU is going to win a map and start a comeback, this is going to be the way to do it.
Yeah, and we also saw sort of flashes of that in map number 1, right? We saw the chaotic fight style sort of SU thrived in.
Yeah.
With that really crazy fight to end map number 1 where I almost lost my voice. But yes, we will be moving into map number 3 here as both teams will rush out of their spawn. SU able to get to the point first. Wait, no, excuse me. Tulsa able to get to the point first with the Symmetra TP. SU opting to not use that strategy. But taking a look at these teams, right, as we wait for the point to open, except never mind. SU taking full advantage of their window, right? OnionMan able to put a wall down, but he will go down as well. Jason on the Bastion able to finish that kill, and now numbers once again favoring Tulsa as Jason finds another one. Flames caught a little too out of position when the rest of the team fell back. Now, SU in a bit of an uncomfortable situation, forced to regroup and come up with a new game plan.
Yeah, a lot of speed coming through here on the side of Tulsa. We have that Lucio, we have that Symmetra TP as well, really playing for these rotates. Clabiella trying to find an angle to stay alive, but unable to do so. Cherry as well on this Kiriko will now mow down that wall. The TP in, the engage coming through. Jason able to find one. Voidex will fall, and now the chase is on. The TP back out to safety.
Wow.
I love this TP play coming through from Tulsa.
Yeah, high-level play and high-level team coordination there as we see the TPs in and out, the protection from the Baptiste to keep that Bastion alive, right? Jason squeaking in and out completely, I won't say undetected, but untouched, right? Unable to find that kill is Shenandoah, and now, again, forced to regroup and just concede this point, right? There's no way they can run down through that barrier, but now point number 2 will come up as now both of these teams look to rotate. SU probably looking to get a bit better of a start to this one.
Yeah, the Hyper Ring coming through from Clabiella, trying to speed up the team to hopefully find a first touch onto this point that opens up in about 20 seconds time. But look at the ultimates, right? Clabiella is about to have the Orbital Ray up and available. The Blizzard very close. Cherry does have that Kitsune Rush. But as you look on the side of Tulsa, everyone is about to have their ultimate up and available. We also see the Kitsune already getting popped. Voidex trying to stay alive, but the turrets are in prime position. The window coming through as well. OnionMan already going down. And now the poke, the AoE damage coming through from Jason will finally fall. However, the lamp keeping Loptis alive. Voidex able to cut down the robot, but they aren't able to move forwards. No one able to get through the Symmetra ultimate, the wall coming through, stopping SU in their tracks.
Yeah, that Symmetra ultimate was so well placed and able to buy so much time. The one time Shenandoah does find a kill onto Jason, they're not able to capitalize because of that Symmetra ultimate, right? That's so well done, and now we see SU just looking for an opportunity to get onto the point, but Voidex will get promptly ulted by Selfish on this Sigma, and now We see all of the kills coming out, right? The DPSs will fall for Shenandoah. Tulsa just rolling this game. Loptis finding 3 to put Shenandoah back in their base, and once again, full control of this game will be in Tulsa's favor.
Yeah, I mean, Tulsa just running through that one. Symmetra, this Loptis just playing so well thus far. The turrets doing a great job at zoning SU away from these fights. Flames swapping over to this Junkrat as well, trying to find some splash damage from afar, but struggling to do so right now. But Jason will fall. The lamp getting dropped, however, from Video Gamer, able to keep multiple members alive. Clabiella goes down. The OnionMan trying to find the icicles, but won't be able to find the angle. And now it's Selfish trying to stave off multiple members of SU. The icicle coming through from OnionMan, trying to stay alive, but it will be all for naught. I mean, Tulsa looking so good in these team fights.
Yeah, I mean, the story of today has been strong starts for Shenandoah most of the time, but ultimately being outpaced by Tulsa, right? Tulsa ends up running circles around these fights and coming out on top most every time. Voidex's Rampage on this Junker Queen hits 4, right? 4 purple members on Tulsa. They do find the pick again onto Jason, but not enough follow-up from the rest of the team, not enough coordination to finish the job. Now, causes Shenandoah to lose their second point of the map and be 1 point away from losing this game.
Yeah, Flames swapping now back over to this Reaper, trying to find comfort, trying to find some type of momentum to try to bring back this Flashpoint. They're down 2-0. Need to find 3 fairly quickly to try to keep this one up. Ooh. And now we see the Bastion possibly cut off. Jason trying to stay alive, but the wall will come through. And now Jason able to rip through members of SU. OnionMan going cold, but won't be able to find any angles. And now Flames trying to escape. The boop will come through. Loptis able to TP out. Voidex will finally fall. The Lucio wreaking havoc on the back line of SU. That'll be a full team kill in favor of Tulsa.
I mean, that was clinical. Jason taking the TP and Voidex thinking he had a moment, right? He just was able to destroy the TP and keep Jason well out of position, but once again, another incredible photon barrier from Loptis on this Symmetra, right in front of Jason's face to block any damage that was coming his way. Sure enough, the Lucio ultimate and every other team member is able to close the gap and keep Jason alive, and just like that, the advantage Shenandoah thought they had evaporates. Now, a well-placed Maywall, but again, an even better placed Symmetra teleport will get everybody to safety on Tulsa. Now, OnionMan does find the pick onto Jason, right? Can Shenandoah capitalize? They are so far, as Flames is able to find a kill onto one support. Cherry finds the other, and the rest of the team will fall. A team kill for Shenandoah could mean the start of something great, but man, will it take a while from here. 20% for Shenandoah starting to rack up.
Yeah, and Video Gamer had an angle on that window as well, that ult coming through, but they weren't able to capitalize on that one. Flames doing a great job getting behind enemy lines, finding that back line access, and wreaking havoc. Cuts down Jason. The Bastion was out almost immediately in that fight, as now we see Cherry, Jason again back off of that respawn, finding the angle, but will be responded upon. Jason with the ult will be able to find one. Flames was trying to TP out, but wasn't able to find the angle. OnionMan will not be able to stand toe-to-toe with the BAP, and now is Cherry, the only one left alive off of that respawn after getting cut down early in that team fight.
Yeah, and overtime will tick down, as this is likely the end of the game. Shenandoah unable to get back to the point. A tough last fight for SU, but Tulsa, man, showing why they are undefeated in this group and looking very strong moving through the rest of the season. We see the play of the game from this Lucio for Tulsa, and that was tough, right? This last fight, and I guess this was the play that I was talking about where Shenandoah thought they had the advantage, right? Jason caught out of position, but the rest of the team able to get there in the blink of an eye and keep their player alive. So well executed, and it speaks to the chemistry and coordination of this Tulsa squad.
Yeah, I mean, Tulsa did not drop a beat, right? They were just running through SU at every stage of the game. Jason, in my notes here, I only just wrote Jason in big letters, right? that is the only thing you had to look at on the side of Tulsa to really see that this team is phenomenal, right? They played so well together. Jason found so many angles onto this backline. The Tracer, the Bastion, everything looking so good. Heartbreak on the side of SU, but they still had some light in a lot of the fights that they took.
Yeah, and that's just a tough break for Shenandoah, but good to see the team in relatively high spirits there. But as we take a look at some of these replays, right, the story of the game was Jason. Doesn't matter who he's playing, he's going to cause problems. And we saw it today on the Bastion. But, I mean, really, my big takeaway from that Game 3 compared to Game 1 and Game 2 was it really is not just Jason that makes that work, right? We saw the team really rally around him in Game 3 when Shenandoah thought they had the answer, right? They did finally find those picks when they needed them, but unable to capitalize because the rest of Tulsa was all over it. So, I mean, kudos to this Tulsa squad looking so strong, so well-rounded, and, I mean, like I said, showing why they're now 3-0 on the year.
Yeah, Tulsa 3-0 now in NACE. And the speed that they played this third map, right, speaks wonders, right? They were so fast. They were first to that point every single time there was a new point up on this flashpoint. SU was just a few steps behind. Every single move that Tulsa made was calculated, was thought of beforehand, and SU, they did not have a response. They could not find the angles, not find the kills, and in the end, Tulsa just ran away with it.
Yeah, man, that will unfortunately do it for SU Overwatch's first game of the day, and I choose that wording intentionally because here comes the fun of this show that we do every Tuesday. We have plenty more action to bring you as we now take a look at our watches. What does that say? 7:57 to me.
Yeah.
We have 2 other games starting at 8 o'clock. We will have our Smash Bros squad taking on Hood College and our League of Legends team taking on the University of North Georgia. So both of those games should be getting underway fairly soon. We will be sure to give you all of the action, as I always say, right? You will not miss a beat on this Shenandoah broadcast, but we've got plenty more to bring you, and after both of those, I'm actually unsure exactly what time. I believe 9 o'clock.
I think so, yes.
Our SU Overwatch team will actually be playing again. As we said a couple times today, a couple members of the SU Overwatch squad, including you, went down to Atlanta for the weekend, which means they they had to reschedule their match that would have been last Friday. That game is now tonight. So we have 3 more games to bring you. You don't want to miss a beat. I'm excited. How are you feeling? You ready to get through 3 more games?
Yeah, I'm energized, right? I mean, everyone's here in the arena having a good time, of course. Buddy, right? Having friends with friends. We have our Smash team behind us as well, practicing up all of this good stuff. They will be starting fairly soon, so we'll just have to see how much time we really have.
Yeah, we are going to take a quick break as well, so we'll give you a minute to take a break, right? Get some water, get some food, because we have so much left to bring you, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So don't go anywhere. We will be back very, very soon, starting with our Smash Bros squad. Welcome back once again to the Shenandoah Esports Arena here in Winchester, Virginia. Chris Clayton, wow, joined as always by the lovely Ben Kincaid, where we start the fun of the night, right? We will be getting into the Smash Bros. And League of Legends rosters very, very soon here. Into this is going to be fun for us because we don't know much about these teams. And it's not just us, right? The teams have struggled to find much on their opponents either. So this will be a pretty fun night of feeling out your opponent and making decisions and adaptations on the fly, because we will all be learning together quite a bit about every team that we're about to watch.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting, right? It's kind of just drawing from a hat and being like, all right, who are we playing? Who do they play? We have no idea. We know who we play, right? We expect the usual four to come through. We're expecting to see Kyle, Kipp on this Pac-Man, AyeJay on the Falco, Igloo on the Yoshi, and then Willy on the Terry or Kazuya, right? Our tried anchor, our true anchor in Willy. Very, very good. As we can see, Kipp reclining there a little bit. Maybe it was a selfie. I'm not sure what that was. But yeah, calm, cool, relaxed Super Smash Bros. Ultimate team here at SU.
Yeah, a good, fun thing about our Smash team is that we have a very unique opening player, in the form of Kipp on this Pac-Man, because Pac-Man is such a unique and borderline rare character that not many people know how to deal with. So it's relatively safe to put out that character first, because odds are, right, I mean, just statistically, that your opponent won't know how to deal with it compared to at least the rest of your roster.
Right.
So as we see, we just showed you Kipp in the hot seat, at least as of right now. We probably expect him to go first, as Smash will be getting into their series against Hood College in NECC. And let's talk about these players a little bit, because this SU squad is extremely strong. Right? We just saw them go to a LAN and win. They had a very, very strong season last year in NECC, dropping only 2 games to the same team twice, being Stony Brook twice. Both once, I believe, in the regular season, and then they met in the playoffs, where they unfortunately had to play Stony Brook again. This team is so strong, but so far they are 0-2 to start the year, right? Only dropping 2 games all of last year. They have now dropped their first 2 this year. So it's been a rough start to the season, but we'll see if they're able to bounce back today and start building some momentum before the postseason.
Yeah, I definitely expect some momentum to be gathered by this SU roster. Right? I believe we just went into a little bit of a button check on the Smash Bros. Side of things, so we might be jumping into this matchup a little bit sooner than we initially thought, right? Which is always fun to get a little head start, get some SU Super Smash Bros. In our veins, in our blood, right? Through our eyeballs, you know. All right, I'll take that one back. I'll see it myself.
You're not wrong. We will be watching it with our eyes. So, I mean, this, if nothing else, right, we don't know much about Hood College as a Smash school. But if nothing else, right, we do know that Shenandoah is just looking to get their first win on the season, right? This is a team where winning is expected. Winning is the standard, but so far they have not been able to find that. But here we go with game number 1. First players out for both of these teams. It will be Kipp, as we expected, up against a Link on Wi-Fi, the classic Wi-Fi character.
Link coming out. This is the older Link. This is not Toon Link, not Young Link. This is the full-blown adult. Right?
This is Link.
This is Link, the real Link. Well, no, the other ones are real. But Kipp putting together a disgusting string. 92% already on Eli here on this Link. 5% built up. The Bell ready to go, but won't be able to connect that one just yet, as the pogo stick does come through. Eli able to connect that one.
Yeah, great read there from Kipp, but unfortunately the boomerang will come back to interrupt that play, as it looked like he might have had a forward smash, but a well-placed Bell, not quite able to find it there, as a strong nair from Link will be able to stay alive for now, but 150%, right? Kipp is certainly looking pretty comfortable so far. Very strong start, but I mean, certainly not to speak down on this Hood College Link player either, right? It's not easy to stay alive at such a high percent against Kipp, and it's for reasons exactly like that. An apple a day will keep a hero of time away, at least that time, as Kipp will find the first stock of this series.
Yeah, Kipp able to find that one fairly cleanly, right? Only 48% built up on this first stock. Eli trying to play this range, trying to use this bow and arrow, this boomerang as well to put a string together. But Kipp doing a great job playing this range, playing this distance so well as the bell will connect. But another one! Oh my goodness, Kipp!
Man, I mean, just stringing the bells together, right? That is what Kipp is so dangerous with. That's what Pac-Man is so dangerous with as a character, right? All of these different projectiles and different utilities that people just don't know how to play around. But, I mean, Kipp, again, looking so comfortable, only at 60% on his first stock, and this is dangerous territory for Hood College, right? Generally speaking about crew battles, you don't want your first player in a situation like this because momentum is real and dangerous in Smash Bros. Crew battles. If Kipp walks out of this first player with 2, maybe even 3 stocks remaining, we'll see, but I mean, he's on pace right now to take all 3 of these stocks without losing a single one.
Yeah, Galaga again coming through, putting together another beautiful string. The key able to finish off that second stock for Eli here. Now farming up this Galaga yet again, another string getting put together. I mean, Kipp is just playing this range so beautifully, so patient as well from Kipp on this Pac-Man that Eli is struggling to find a response.
Yeah, and this is a great example of, man, this is a great example of how to play against these spacies, right? As Kevin calls them, with a well-timed stun off the platform and a great smash attack, forward smash to finish the job will mean that Kipp does take all 3 of those stocks without much pushback.
Yeah, I mean, Kipp played Pac-Man pretty well, right? And he plays Pac-Man pretty well. Kipp just unbelievably outmatching in that one. I mean, Pac-Man is a very hard character to play into regardless of who you are, right? There's not a lot of people that play this character. There's not a lot of practice that you can really find up against this character. So Kipp going out early with his Pac-Man, usually what SU tends to fall into, is always a good look.
Yeah, and I mean, I kind of said it before the game. Pac-Man is just one of those, I don't know a great word for it. I want to say gimmicky characters. Like just one of the characters that you don't see very often, but has very unique ways of killing you compared to every other character in the roster. And for Pac-Man, it's those projectiles, right? Every single projectile. I forget off the top of my head how many different options there are. But they all do different things, and they all have ways of killing you. So, I mean, it's so much fun to watch Pac-Man. It's so much fun to watch Kipp's Pac-Man, and we will keep you up to date on Kipp's Pac-Man when we get back to it. But for now, we also have a League of Legends match going on. As we see, the draft has finished and is on your screen below us here. Looking pretty strong, right? This is a lot of information to take in, but we do see the Aurora going Shenandoah's way, right? We also see Trypophobia back on this Mordekaiser, which has looked relatively strong for him, at least compared to other options. So a strong engage, pretty strong Wombo combo-ish for SU as they look to get this Misfortune Rel and also Aurora comp getting going. We've also received word from our production. I did not put this together. Right about here, the SU mid laner's name is Noob. You may also notice the top laner for the University of North Georgia is also named Noob. So keep an eye out for the Battle of the Noobs. Unfortunately, not in the same. Yeah, unfortunately, not in the same lane. That would have been
great.
Incredible, but probably a nightmare for us to talk about.
Right. Oh yeah.
But yeah, so we do have a fun little storyline building here as the Noobs will look to prove themselves over the other.
Yeah, something about this North Georgia team, right, that we do know is that Noob on this Olaf is very strong, right? A very strong carry top laner, plays things like the Gwen that we took away. Probably that Yone could have also been a target ban towards that top side. And this Olaf sneaking through in this ban phase, right? All eyes are pointing towards Noob going off, right? Ashe and Braum, a very safe bot lane, looking to play safe against this MF, this Rel, that really tried to get going early. If they can get this MF snowballing, it could spell disaster for North Georgia, but with a Braum on their side, there's not a lot of angles that SU can really look for.
Yeah, I mean, I think I do like the North Georgia comp a little bit better just based off, right, we saw the Talia with the ability to stop all that Rel and Poppy engage from Shenandoah. and the Braum shield to be able to block what we expect to be a pretty strong Misfortune ult. So, I mean, we'll see, right? It's also going to be tough for University of North Georgia to find their own engages beyond just Olaf pressing R and running at people. But man, I can't talk League of Legends without Kipp finding a stock of his own, right? We are taking you back to some Smash action. Kipp with all 3 of his stocks still remaining as we move to player number 2 from Hood College, and Kipp finding an early and well-executed first stock. Now looking for a little bit more, will miss the grab there as Pac-Man has one of the slowest grabs in the game, able to get out with his life. But, I mean, here come these strings, right? Parried doesn't even matter if you're Kipp, right? You just walk right out of that. A forward smash onto the hydrant will leave that Ike very exposed. But Kipp unable to punish that one much more. The Bell looks for a stun, but unable to connect. And now we finally get to see this Ike player look to string some success of his own.
Yeah, I mean, Kipp playing so aggressive right now on this Pac-Man early on, already finding that one stock, trying to find another one here. The Apple will connect with the Hydrant, but unable to kill this Ike just yet. Now trying to get a juggle going, won't be able to connect just yet. Again, trying to find the juggle, but nothing coming through. Kipp, the strawberry, tossed out, but again, playing slow, patient, calm, cool. The key, however, will connect, won't be able to find the kill.
Yeah, Ike's, I want to say deceptively heavy, but it's not even very deceptive as Kipp is able to find a stun on that one, and that will lead to a easy back air to find that kill. Kipp up to 120% now of his own, looking to potentially walk out of this with another 3 stock, but not quite as close as last time. We'll see if he's able to finish the job or if this Ike will be able to get a stock of his own. But so far, Kipp in absolute control, and that will do it. He can't make it back from that. Kipp putting that Ike away, taking control of this series so far. 6 stocks, 0 deaths for the man on your screen right now.
And he doesn't even look phased, right? Kipp is just kind of sitting back, relaxed. He's like, all right, let's see how far I can go with this one. 6-0 thus far. I believe earlier in the semester, I believe what he was like 16-6,
something like
that at another event, right? So we know what Kipp is capable of, and he is on full display right now.
What did CJ Stroud say earlier today? You got to let the people know that this is normal. That's what Kipp's doing, right? This is business as usual for this incredible Pac-Man player, and sort of back to what we talked about before the series even started. This is a really strong Smash squad, right? They're 0-2 right now, but they have found success in all facets of the game, and both online and offline, right? This is an incredible roster that hasn't seen the results that they want. So this is much more back to form so far as we see Kipp taking 6 stocks in a row. We didn't know much about Hood College coming into this, but I can't say anybody saw this coming.
Yeah, I mean, SU is showing up, right? Kipp especially. We haven't even seen the other 3 members of this squad, right? And they only get better, right? Everyone on this squad is unbelievably talented in the role that they play, right? AyeJay does a phenomenal job playing that cleanup role. If Kipp goes down, AyeJay almost 100% of the time is able to go in, clean that one up, and get a few more stocks of his own. Igloo as well, the captain of the squad. Calm, cool, collected as always,
Ice cold.
Ice cold indeed. You don't see this guy celebrate very often, but when he does, you know he's like, all right, this is a great matchup coming through. Very impressive wins. And then Willy as well on this anchor position. Unbelievably good at Kazuya and Terry, right? So if we get to see a little bit of Willy action, it is going to be a treat.
Yeah, something I did a little bit of research into our own team earlier in the season, right, to sort of start the season, and I looked up Willy's like all-time record
I remember this.
or something. It was, I want to say, upwards of 70% over the course of thousands, and I say thousands with an S, of matches. Do you understand how positive of a win rate that is? That's terrifying, but we might not even see him come out as we load into this 3rd player from Hood College trying to take Kipp down, really, or show any signs of life so far. But, I mean, Kipp not giving them any room to breathe, right? Fox just struggling to get back on stage. Kipp unable to finish that ledge guard, as now Fox will have his jump back, looking to buy as much time. 2-framed once again. 2-framed once again, and with no jump that time, he cannot make it back. Kipp making this look clinical.
I don't know what you're supposed to do in that situation, right? I mean, the Fox trying so hard to get back to that ledge, but Kipp, just the timing god that he is, just able to find all of these angles. Now trying to play distance is this Fox, but Kipp won't let him have it. Will keep chasing down this Fox, pushing the aggression, and now possibly a juggle coming through, but instead it'll be the fire hydrant atop the head. Kipp just all firing right now on all cylinders.
Yeah, this is, oh man, this is the scary part of fighting games, right? If you're put on the back foot, it can be so hard to find really any momentum for your own, right? These games can become so snowbally because if any of you were able to
Oh
watch,
my goodness.
Good Lord, if any of you were able to watch our Street Fighter series last night, you may have heard Mossman refer to fighting games as unique because it's exclusively in your head, right? You are completely dependent on your own performance. Smash is a little bit different because of this crew battle format that we only see in Smash Bros. But these are still 1v1s at the end of the day. And when you're in a situation like this, when you are getting ran through, quite frankly, in any fighting game, it can be so hard to keep confidence in yourself to settle down and find your moments. Go in, execute, and play your own game. But so far, Kipp is making that borderline impossible. Finding stun after stun. Chasing Fox off stage, he will get away with that one and make it back to stage. But 100% Bell in hand, that one gets caught, and now Kipp needs to be a little bit careful. But the fire hydrant will buffer. Kipp does miss that grab, but gets the uppie out in time to really interrupt that combo. Not letting Hood find anything, but unable to find that kill. And the weird thing about Pac-Man is he can recover from anywhere. Kipp looking to put this one more stock away up to 100% of his own. Can we see 9 stocks straight out of Kipp? Hard to say, but man, is he looking like he wants it. I mean,
he is definitely going to try for it. It's going to be the key into the hydrant. Away goes the Fox, and you can see Kipp. He is having some fun. That is 9-0 now for Kipp here on this Pac-Man. What's the response, right? I mean, this guy is on fire.
I don't know what to say. I mean, again, the man on your screen looks calm as ever, right?
Yeah.
This is, you got to let him know that this is business as usual. And, I mean, if you're Hood College, right, in 9 stocks straight, I hate to say that you never give up on it, right? That's not what I'm implying. But you have to understand that the odds of you coming back here are so low, you need to find an answer to just this player.
Yeah.
If you're able to take a stock in this game, that's at least something to take forward into the next series. If you're forced to go into series number 2 with 0 stocks taken and no information to help your odds of improving, that's an awful spot to be in. But enough about Smash, right? We will take you to the other Shenandoah match going on right now as Shenandoah League of Legends looks to face off against the University of North Georgia. We showed you the draft early on, and we do see we have a first blood on the Jarvan for the University of North Georgia, killing the support M-Pro for Shenandoah. Hard to say whether that was a gank, right? It happened off screen, but no matter what it was, right, an early advantage for North Georgia as we see assists on the bot lane as well. So most likely a gank as we now see a gank on the other side of the map. Tripophobia taking a lot of damage but not going down. And unfortunately for this top laner, the wave is in a really terrible spot if you are SU. So Tripophobia now going to struggle to keep up financially in this game. And we already see that building up in the CS differential in that top lane.
Yeah, 24-10, a 15 CS advantage here. Now Kangaroo Feet going on this flank, trying to find the angle. The flash coming through will be onto the Ashe. Lava Vein trying to lay down the damage. The kill will almost be donated over the red buff. Able to secure that one for Kangaroo Feet. You would like to give that one over to this Misfortune, but I mean, there's not much you can do when you have a buff.
Yeah, and you know, you can't complain about getting a kill there, right? Responding to the North Georgia gank we saw earlier, but Ashe going down with both her sums there is interesting to me.
Yeah.
Opting to not use Flash or Barrier might have been able to get out of that, but nonetheless, right, that is a kill for Shenandoah and a tie game kill-wise, but we will keep an eye on that as we now bring back the double box, right? Here's where the fun starts on these Tuesday broadcasts. We have more Smash action on the left side of your screen as Kipp is looking to potentially take 12 stocks straight. This Toon Link now up to 94%. Kipp finds the stun, but Kipp has hardly been touched in this series, in this game, hardly at all. This has been an incredible showing, but back on the right side of your screen, we do see Jarvan engaging on a 2v1 situation. We will keep you up to date on that, but back to really the task at hand is this Kipp situation. I mean, Kipp is untouchable. From the amount of time I talked about Kipp not getting touched, he still didn't get hit and found a whole stock. 17% finally, getting higher than that, but an up B will whiff from the Toon Link. Now Kipp, I mean, just in his bag, throwing hitboxes like crazy and not getting punished for it.
Yeah, I mean, this youngling trying to get some kind of juggle to go through in that aerial attack, but again, Kipp, the bell as well landing, and now it's all up to the, almost was able to, we'll find the grab instead, possibly going back into this edge guard. It looks like it was a 1-for-1. Oh my goodness. Yeah, Kipp is possibly about to 12-0 thus far. Galaga, the combo again,
and he will do it.
Arn is not able to grab that ledge. Kipp is looking 12-0.
We just witnessed 12 stocks straight
look at him.
from the man on your screen. I mean, that is an incredible feat. That should not be downplayed ever. We saw Kipp, like you said, go 16-6 a couple weeks ago. Now 12-0 to start the day and take a 1-0 lead in this series. Good Lord, Kipp is incredible.
Yeah, it looks like it's going to be first Dragon on the side of SU. Some bot prio here in this League of Legends matchup. 3 kills to 2 in favor of North Georgia. Gold, about 1K difference here. I mean, good stuff coming through. And let's look at where this gold lead is, right? Look at this top side. It's 56 CS to the 15 as now we see a gank coming through. Noob trying to stay alive. The pin against the wall. Kangaroofi able to find that one. A good setup, a good bait potentially coming through from Noob there with that ultimate getting popped.
Yeah, I mean, we see Kangaroofi really making his presence known all around this map, and we'll see if Kangaroofi knows that this Jarvan is here, but it certainly looks like they expected Kangaroofi to walk into that one. A well-timed ultimate will find both the Olaf and the Jarvan, send them right out of Shenandoah's jungle, but a successful heist for Rior on this Jarvan to take that Gromp, but unable to finish the job because we did have an XP advantage in favor of Shenandoah in that jungle matchup.
Yeah, Keeper's Verdict. Leveled, used, very good stuff coming through from Kangaroofi, able to stay alive with that one. And on the bot side as well, we're pretty much even, right? I mean, we have 1 assist to 1 assist in these ADCs, very even goal CS as well. 1 plate, however, in favor of Levervane does suggest that there might be a slight gold advantage there. Noob up on the top side there, taking a turret shot, getting aggressive here up against Trypophobia, but unable to follow up onto that one.
Yeah, man, how about this SU squad so far in League of Legends, right? Week 1, they had a very tough showing, really struggling to find anything to brag about. Week 2, we saw a lot more successful team play, but unfortunately going down 2-0. It's worth noting that the University of North Georgia, as it stands currently, is the 1 seed in this division.
Yeah.
And Shenandoah is 500 gold behind after almost 10 minutes. I mean, shout out to this squad. This is a massive improvement so far, but I mean, we are starting to see the problems develop in top lane as Trypophobia is forced to flash away, and Olaf is just choking out the finances of Trypophobia, right? Up 75 CS over Trip, and he's just unable to walk up, right? This is where you need to call for your jungler, but we have seen Kangaroofi making his presence known elsewhere, so I mean, that is the trade-off of League of Legends, right? That is the chess game we play anytime we load into this game.
Yeah, Trypophobia, ult someone, take someone out of the fight. That is your job thus far. Noob now popping the ult, will go in. The Talia trying to sidestep, will be able to find one and stay alive as now we see Rior. The ults coming through on the bot side. The ult as well, the Cataclysm able to come out. I mean, that's just a clean gank, a double kill for the Jarvan, and now 5-3 with a 2K gold lead in favor of North Georgia.
Yeah, very well-placed Ashe ultimate, and Shenandoah just a little too slow to react to the gank, and I mean, just well played there from Rior on this Jarvan, right? A two-man knockup, forcing the MF to flash, and then still following it with an ultimate. Just well played all around, right? Finding 2 kills, finding that advantage. But both of those kills, worth noting, do go to the jungler. So North Georgia's bot lane still not ahead in gold, I guess potentially ahead in gold, but we do see a fully completed Youmuu's in favor of Levavane on this misfortune for SU. So we'll keep an eye on the bot lane situation, but as we take a look back at the top lane situation, 90 CS to 30, a 60 CS deficit plus 2 kills. I mean, take a look at this gold. 2,000. I mean, this game has a 2,000 gold difference. Every other lane has been able to keep up, which has been great to see, but Trypophobia just unable to break this freeze, right? And it's where we need to see Kangaroo Feet go up there and give a little bit of assistance, right? With Noob in the top lane for North Georgia having that ultimate, it's a little hard to get a Poppy stun and gank this player, but that's what it's going to have to take. But we do see Kangaroo Feet looking for an engage in that situation, able to walk out with his life, a little bit of damage coming out both ways, but no kills will mean that Trypophobia finally gets to farm a little bit under his tower, make some money, and get back into this game.
Yeah, I mean, Trypophobia right now, name of the game is don't die, right? Just stay alive, survive your lane, and then use that ultimate. Mordekaiser will always be able to provide value, as now we see Kangaroo Feet going in. The Shatter Strike coming out from the Rel as well. Ooh, the arrow going a little bit wide, trying to find that one, but unable to follow up with anything.
Yeah, I actually like that ultimate from Pleb on the Ashe here, right? In case SU did opt to really commit to that play, that arrow was right where that fight was taking place. But we see another fight taking place as Rior finds the Cataclysm onto Kangaroo Feet. He will be the first to go. Noob on Shenandoah does place his ultimate, but the Weaver's Wall will take Kiwi Connoisseur right out of it. We see Kangaroo Feet go down, and a fight down in the bot lane will go in favor of Pleb. We've got action all over the map, but all over the map will be University of North Georgia coming out on top, 3-4-0 in total.
Yeah, the health bars got dangerously low on the side of North Georgia, but no one on the side of SU had the damage to follow up and secure those kills. I mean, a great ultimate as well coming in from Empro, able to find 3 members in that ultimate, but again, there was no follow-up. Rior able to pick up 2 grubs. In the meantime, it's going to be 5, leaving that 1 stranded. Possibly SU able to rotate up and pick that one up, but you won't be able to get much out of that one.
Yeah, and that's tough because we do see Kangaroo Feet on the other side of the map. It's hard to argue whether that one is worth it with it ultimately going to die. And I believe a minute when the Rift Herald spawns, yes, in 1 minute at the 14-minute mark. But we see Trypophobia finding some damage of his own, right? We see the armored steel cap, plated steel caps being the first item of choice for Trypophobia, which I think makes sense, right? You said it. His job in this lane is survive. But this could be dangerous, right? We do see the damage from Noob, and that will be a kill under the safety of his own tower. I say safety loosely because clearly it was not safe enough. Trypophobia loses that whole wave and a couple plates, and we're seeing the grub value now as this Olaf is making bank right now. That is a scary sight if you are pulling for SU in this one.
Kangaroo Feet hanging around here for possible counter gank. Rior walking into the bush. The W coming up as well. Steadfast Presence will be popped, but now Rior goes back in. Empro dashing through. The Shattered Strike will connect onto 0, but able to flash out, stay alive, and now we have a TP coming in from Trypophobia, but the fight is already over.
Yeah, a little too eager to pull the trigger on that one was Trypophobia, but they will look to at least salvage this play with a dragon, but SU's health bars are pretty low. I couldn't tell you if Poppy's W is back up, but if it's not, that could spell disaster for Shenandoah as we get a big MF ultimate coming in. It will not find quite enough damage. Now Empro will go down. Levavane taking so much damage from the dragon. Now Noob left all by himself to try to find a kill, and he can't quite take Rior down. Trypophobia takes 0, the support for North Georgia, into the Death Realm to at least find 1 and trade some kills, some money back. But Trypophobia now slowed by the Ashe passive and will likely be run down. He does flash, but it will only buy time for the inevitable to strike. North Georgia walking out with, I believe, 5 kills total, right? That was a massive commit from Shenandoah and coming out empty-handed.
Yeah, and on the side of SU, you were just taking too much poke in that instance. Kangaroo Feet got so low that the Cataclysm practically one-shot and secured that kill onto that Poppy. Levavane doing what they could with the bullet time, but I mean, your very early game MF, there's not much you can do, as now we go to the double box as Smash Bros kicks off.
Yes, and it looks like SU will take this opportunity to put some players in that we don't normally see, right? And this is smart, getting some playtime for players who might not see it otherwise, as we now take a look at the right side of the screen once again. Noob causing problems for Shenandoah as this Olaf, right? We're seeing the value of all that money. I don't even believe Olaf has backed since getting that top lane tower. So Olaf is sitting on so much money, but on the other side of your screen, we do see 540 Splice is the player of choice for Shenandoah, losing the first stock in this exchange. So now what could be potentially a bit of a closer match, but Ganondorf up to 100% of his own, finding a good combo and into a forward smash. Wow, will finish the job. 540 Splice got hit maybe a total of 4 times there, but catching a forward smash to the face will mean death for most characters in this roster now, as this Ganondorf is looking very, very strong.
Yeah, I mean, Ganondorf is just one of those characters that does so much damage, right? A heavy character as well. If they're able to find that up special, that would have done a whole lot of damage. The shield coming through again, but I mean, the juggle coming through from this Ganondorf is looking so well. Splice unable to stay on the ground, now trying to find this edge guard. Won't be able to find it, and it's again this Ganondorf keeping this Captain Falcon at bay. Gets the kill spike, but does not die, and that'll be it.
Wow.
Instead, a clean 3-stock coming through from Hood College.
Now we take you back to the League of Legends action 2. A dive onto Noob will be a massive shutdown for the other Noob. 950 gold going to Shenandoah on a cleanly executed bot lane gank. They will trade the Rift Herald for a 950 gold shutdown, and we do see that Olaf opted for a Stride Breaker as his second item. So an interesting choice there, a more aggressive option, and ultimately losing his life as he could not protect himself from that amount of damage.
Yeah, Kiwi able to just wall off, secure that mid tier 2. That's exactly what you do with those ultimates. And then the charge as well, the Rift able to make contact with that mid inhib tower, that tier 3 tower, taking a whole lot of chunk damage. But right now, North Georgia doing a great job at playing this map, knowing where their tempo is. Noob able to find a little bit of a cross map, an objective bounty claimed as well, as they find themselves down about 8k gold.
Yeah, I mean, we are seeing the macro plays for Shenandoah, right? It's exciting to see this level of team play that we haven't quite seen in previous weeks. Opting to trade the Herald, take the shutdown. I mean, I think that's worth it, but the Herald did get great value there in the mid lane as they got a charge onto the mid lane inhibitor tower. They will opt to let up this bot lane tower, but we do see, I hate to get your hopes up, we do see Noob running down to clash with Noob on your screen.
Boy.
It is happening live, ladies and gentlemen. We've got the matchup of a century, but unfortunately both junglers have come to ruin the fun. Noob for Shenandoah will come out on top of that one with a little bit of help from Kangaroo Feet. A charge into the wall will finish the job, as now Rior forced to retreat with his life, but the rest of Shenandoah's bot lane looking to finish the job. A flash forward and a well-timed flash from Rior will mean that he is able to walk out, but look at the Shenandoah bot lane. Looking to capitalize, Empro opting not to. Levavane now caught a little bit out of position, but first strike, will it be able to finish the job? A flash forward will mean that Empro has changed his mind. A shutdown will go to Levavane, and Shenandoah clawing their way back in, making their presence known that, hey, we will not roll over just yet.
Yeah, Empro looking for that reset, but then the flash crash down coming through, able to find that pick. And Noob on the side of SU is 2-1-3. This Aurora does a whole lot of damage.
And
they
look at the
are
items.
given space. 2 items exactly, 6 minutes with that Rod of Ages completed, the Cosmic Drive as well coming through on the side of Nuclear for SU. But yeah, it's looking, it's not over, right? It's 15-7. Sure, you're down a whole lot of gold, but Dragons are even. Sure, you're down Grubs, as my pen just broke right in front of me as we go to the double box.
Yeah, we do bring you back to a double box as the second player of choice for Shenandoah will be Far Rhombus on the left side of your screen. The Jigglypuff looking to cause issues for this Ganondorf, right? Where we see Ganondorf struggle is on this recovery, and Jigglypuff of all characters can go all the way out and punish, but unfortunately, she doesn't have to. If Ganondorf can land a back air like that and kill you from all the way across the stage. Well executed there by this Hood College Ganondorf, as SU is still looking to take their first stock. Far Rhombus does get spiked, but ultimately I think maybe saved by the Ganondorf. Is now on the right side of the screen, right? We tune in very briefly to see that North Georgia is taking the dragon. Far Rhombus almost loses his second stock on the left side of your screen, but is able to make it back to the stage and find a kill of his own, now racking up damage both ways, as Hood College has only lost their first stock in the second series. A tale of two halves has been this Smash series, right? Very different story so far.
And if you look on the right side of the screen, North Georgia, they go Dragon, they go Baron. They know SU do not have the strength to fight to try to deny this one. They might have to try anyways. Emperor trying to get some vision. Noob as well stepping up, but this Baron is going down so fast. There's nothing SU can do about this one. That's a 21-minute Baron coming through from North Georgia, as Far Rhombus on the left side of the screen able to find the angle, as now an engage possibly on the side of SU in League of Legends.
Yeah, Empro looking to see if he could find anything, maybe try to get rid of that Baron buff on whoever they could, but ultimately North Georgia able to get away with that one. So now we're finally seeing the gold advantage start to translate into value, right? It's easy to look at the top of the screen and see that North Georgia has had a gold advantage, but we haven't seen it in action until just now, as now we look back to the left side of your screen, right? Far Rhombus losing his second stock, and after a pretty clinical 2 stocks before that, right, able to take this Ganondorf well off stage and punish the lack of recovery that this character has. But unfortunately will get caught by that up B, giving this Ganondorf an opportunity back onto the stage. More trades are fine if you are this Jigglypuff, at least for now. But Ganondorf thrives in situations like that, as we now see some damage coming out on the right side of your screen. Ganondorf will go down in the Smash game, so we will take you full screen to the League of Legends action, as we saw, again, a lot of damage come out on Empro as he is forced to now retreat, heal up. But North Georgia looking to capitalize, looking to find a pick, and they might just have one. The Braum passive will find its way onto Kangaroo Feet, a forced stun from this Ashe volley of auto attacks, but Levavane caught a little too close to the wall will mean that the Cataclysm lands over the wall, and Rior finds his way out. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Tripophobia caught on the wrong side of that Talia E. He will get stunned, caught by the W. A lot of Talia damage. That is a Storm Surge and a Ludens on that Talia. That is deceptively a lot of damage on a character that we have not seen much of this game.
Yeah, crucially though, with that Cataclysm coming out from Rior, the flash is down from Levavane. The accessibility now that they have to this backline is astounding. Empro trying to do anything to try to find an engage. Kangaroo Feet, again, semi caught behind enemy lines here as Empro will go in. The bullet time will fly, but the Unbreakable will come through. And now the Ragnarok from Noob will tear through the first member. Empro going down. A hook will come through, but it won't mean anything as Sailor Pleb able to rip through the front line. Levavane able to find one. The tower trying to help out just a little bit. Noob flashing forwards, trying to find the angle on the Q pullback. We'll be able to find the E, however. Aurora doing some late game damage, and now the Fountain healing up the rest of SU's members.
And that's a big kill for Noob from Shenandoah, right? That's enough to chase North Georgia off the base, right? They might have been able to end the game if that play does not happen. So now Noob for North Georgia looking for a kill of his own, almost finds Levavane, but she will not go down just yet. The minions can't finish the job either, and that's yet another shutdown in favor of Shenandoah. So this is certainly not where you'd like to be if you're SU, but man, are they finding ways to stay alive. 25 minutes into this game, still a relatively short game, but I mean, Shenandoah is finding ways to stay alive that they just haven't found in previous weeks.
Yeah, I mean, able to find these staggered kills. Still down about 12K gold, so still a very tough uphill climb if you want to come back in this first game. Cresting now the 25-minute mark here, about 24:40 into this game thus far, but Rior doing a great job zoning off the engage tools. Empro unable to come anywhere near this North Georgia lineup. They cannot find the angles for these engages. And frankly, SU, their jungle is not theirs. North Georgia in full control.
Yeah, now we see an engage coming out from Rior onto Kangaroo Feet. From there to apply his stun, but not enough damage between the jungler and support. Ooh. But here comes an Ash arrow, a nicely timed sidestep. Means that Kangaroo Feet now is able to find a stun of his own. Noob has a lot of damage if he's able to put it out. The ultimate will come out, but not quite able to finish off Rior. Just buying as much time as possible. A Flash Empro engage will finish that one, but now here comes the other Noob. All of the money from that top lane laning state pays off as this Olaf running through the entire SU squad. Trypophobia left on an island in the base to protect against what my eyes are telling me are 1 million minions and 4 North Georgia players. He cannot quite get that one done, and it will be game number 1 going University of North Georgia's favor.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff coming out from North Georgia, right? Specifically in this top side. Noob able to run away with that one. Trypophobia struggling in that early laning phase, trying to stay alive, doing all that they could, but just unable to do so. The bot side from SU looking fairly strong, right? Levavane and Emperor were able to find good angles onto, I believe, what it was, Pleb and what Zero, I believe, was the support on the other side as well. So good stuff coming out from that bot lane duo, able to find good angles, but in the end, it was not enough.
Yeah, and we will talk more about the League of Legends matchup when we bring you back to it. But for now, we have more Smash Bros. To talk about because this is our Tuesday broadcast, baby.
Yeah.
We are covering it all. Far Rhombus finding himself in a bit of a hole, not too bad, as he is down 7 stocks to 9. Well, he personally is down 1 stock to 3 in this matchup, but Shenandoah finds themselves down 7 stocks to 9, as Far Rhombus will look to get any type of extra credit he can with this Ganondorf out of the way.
Oh my
and
goodness!
A very well-stringed combo of lots of nairs, forward airs, doesn't matter. Jigglypuff finds them all and will carry you nicely, politely, all the way to the blast zone to your death.
I know Jigglypuff is very gentle when they kill you, right? Unless it's a rest. That one,
right,
that animation goes crazy. Yeah, that's like, oh, I'm going to fall asleep, and you will be launched. Right? You will be gone. Before Rhombus, the edge guard coming through looking so strong on this final stock. This Inkling trying to get anything going, but unable to put together any strings.
Yeah, blink and you'll miss it. This game is tied. Far Rhombus has brought this game all the way back from what was looking so strong for Hood College with that Ganondorf, right? Ganondorf was playing so clean, had all of the answers for Splice as the first player for Shenandoah, but Far Rhombus able to put that fire out, and now making this one look easy, frankly, finding 2 very, very clean stocks. But now, Hood College, this Inkling, finding their way back into the game, right? Knocking Far Rhombus all the way up to 71%. Keep an eye on that ink meter down at the bottom, as this Inkling will need that to do most of their damage. But man, a nair, like slightly off stage, is enough to finish the job, and Far Rhombus finds a 3 stock to take the lead.
Yeah, I mean, Far Rhombus out of left field, right? You're on your last stock on going into that set, right? And you clean house, right? You look so good. Those aerials, those off-stage juggles were clean.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't say I saw that coming. I'm sure Hood didn't see that coming, but I mean, I went into that game saying that Far Rhombus is looking for extra credit. I used the term extra credit. Good Lord, did he find extra credit. Yeah. 3 stocks without dying is beyond the definition of extra credit. But, I mean, look at that. Stone cold. Just business in this SU esports arena. Smash taking care of business, but only up 7-6, right? That was a very clean game. But, unfortunately, SU did put themselves in a little bit of a hole to start set number 2 here. So, looking to claw back, but so far finding their way back just like that.
Yeah, I mean, Far Rhombus looking incredibly good, right? Splice as well, opening it up. Looking good against the Ganondorf, but the Ganon was just really playing lights out in that matchup, right? Played very, very well. A heavy character doing a whole lot of damage. Sometimes it can be frustrating to play against, but Rhombus doing a great job cleaning that one up and then continuing to perform on this Jigglypuff.
Yeah, I mean, you'd love to see that. Rhombus was one of the players that was on the SU Smash Bros team that won Game Mason. Their LAN so far this season that they walked out with the title, not a belt, a title. Check our socials if you want to see pictures of that, man. I wish we had that on stream, but we don't.
Yeah.
But yeah, walking out of that building with a title after, I mean, frankly, an incredible performance from Willy. But point being, Rhombus was on that team, right? We see Shenandoah putting in players that we are outside of our main four, but I struggle to call them subs because these players are very strong. So Rhombus showing why he was able to make that team, make that win at Game Mason, and now, I mean, dare I say, looking for more extra credit. I regret using that term again, but I mean, I don't know. At this rate, God knows what can happen.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see what this matchup is, right? Because Jigglypuff is a very light character. So if you can get good juggles, it's not going to take a whole lot to be able to rack up high percentage on a character like Jigglypuff. So maybe you go in with a hard hitter that thrives in these aerial kind of 1v1s that Jigglypuff always tries to find themselves in. As we jump into this next matchup, it's going to be an Incineroar coming through from Hood College to try to clean up Rhombus's final stock.
Yeah, you did get the heavy hitter part right. I mean, Rhombus is going to struggle to stay alive much longer than about 80% on this Jigglypuff. But the good news is Incineroar's recovery is trash. So if Rhombus is able to really carry this Incineroar very far off stage, he doesn't need to get nearly as far off stage as he would have last game against the Inkling, right? This Inkling has a strong recovery, Incineroar does not. So a couple aerial moves could put this Incineroar away in a similar fashion to how we saw Rhombus finish off the Ganondorf. But enough theoreticals, right? We're watching it happen live as this Incineroar finds himself up to 90%, where Jigglypuff can struggle sometimes is finding ways to finish the kill. I mean, short of a rest, it's hard for Jigglypuff to find combos that lead into smash attacks like that. You kind of need to force reads off ledges or, you know, find tech chases or whatever, you know, stock standard. I mean, sure enough, there's a missed tech from the Incineroar leads to a perfectly placed dash attack. That's the type of kill confirm that we're going to have to see from Rhombus. But again, what is that? Now 7 stocks from this Jigglypuff. A great read there to not fall for the counter will mean that he finds the rest. Kill confirmed struggling. Not today. Is Rhombus able to find a great combo there? Up tilt into rest. True as it may be. Now Jigglypuff up to 100%, looking to potentially take this one away without losing that one stock. And this is dangerous territory for Incineroar, right? You cannot go very far off stage to try to punish this Jigglypuff. So many jumps, so many ways to recover, and now all he has to do is sit and wait. The Incineroar with so few options to get back on stage. Rhombus with the awareness and fortitude to sit and watch it happen. Incineroar lands right in the forward smash hitbox and finds his way to death.
I don't even know what to say, right? I mean, Rhombus just outplayed that Incineroar, right? Able to find so many great offstage juggles, that rest as well coming through to bring it to a 1-1. And Incineroar, they had Jigglypuff exactly where they wanted him, right? Up to that 72% early on and then up to that 100, but just were unable to find that final blow, that final hit in the air that would have done it. I mean, Rhombus doing a great job at avoiding the pressure and then finding the windows to strike.
Right, and just a couple good reads in there too, right? Not falling for the bait or for the counter, excuse me. Finding the tech chase on the dash attack. I mean, like, just little things that start to add up in a situation like that where you cannot afford, I mean, I say you cannot afford, where you really don't want to lose that one stock you have. Those types of reads matter a lot more. So finding those moments, right? Analyzing your opponent and capitalizing. That was borderline flawless execution from Rhombus.
Yeah, and now we're down to 3 stocks left on the side of Hood College. This is the last potential player coming through from Hood College, right? They're down 1-0 on the series. Rhombus could clean it up here if they are able to find yet another, I guess 3 stock, right, is the word you would call it.
Yeah.
I'm rooting for him, right? I want to see Rhombus clean this one up and take the series.
That would be 12 stocks, I think, right?
Well, Splice came in earlier.
Right, but did he take a stock?
No.
I don't believe he did.
Yeah. Okay.
So Farrambus, as our second player, is not on the verge of a 12-0 that we saw Kipp just perform. But if Farrambus is able to walk out of this with his third consecutive 3-stock, that's 12 stocks straight for Farrambus. I mean, wow. Talk about an incredible showing from Shenandoah, but I don't want to jinx it, right? It still needs to happen, and a 3-stock is always a tall order, no matter the circumstances. So we'll see if Farrambus is able to do it, but this Jigglypuff is clicking.
Yeah, I'd be interested to see what Hood College goes out with, right? Because this Jigglypuff seems to be a problem no matter who you put in. So this matchup, I think, is going to be very crucial, excuse me. And it looks like it's going to be the Kirby coming through. 2 characters that jump a lot.
Yep, 2 floaty little circles will duke it out. Thankfully, Hood College's Kirby opting to go blue so that we can tell these characters apart. So shout out Hood for making our lives just a little bit easier as broadcasters. But, okay, into the action, right? This is going to be interesting because where Jigglypuff thrives is carrying your opponent so far off stage that they cannot recover. The problem with Kirby is that they have, I believe, the same amount of jumps as Jigglypuff, including a better up special to recover vertically. So Farrambus is going to struggle to get kills that way, but we saw 2 of the Incineroar's stocks go down in other ways, right? We saw the rest on the second stock and just a hard read on the third one. But we're going to need to see more of that in this stock as now Hood College finding plenty of up specials. That is what Kirby players like to do. So Farrambus now up to 86%, looking to put 1 stock away at least. But I mean, it's going to be tough now to take 3 stocks straight now at 100%.
Right. Yeah, I mean, Hood College, this player doing a great job of playing this distance. Will get swallowed up there, but I mean, you're relatively still the same character, right? Not a whole lot. You get that one picked up, but that's about it. The up special coming out again, not connecting.
Yeah, the good news for Farrambus is that rollout is a really bad move, so you don't really have much of a threat there. As, wow, the forward air will just finish the job. Kirby getting a little too high on percent, and Farrambus finds a 10th stock for himself. Now, I mean, man, I keep using the term extra credit. Good Lord, has Farrambus found the extra credit. But we go into every game with a fresh mentality, right? Finding that 1 stock at least is a big deal for Shenandoah, and if Farrambus is to lose this next stock, that will leave 2 whole players with only 2 stocks to take in front of them.
Yeah, I mean, doing a great job of playing safe, playing this distance as well. Hood College unable to get a hold of Farrambus thus far. 74% built up on to this Kirby. That could have spelled disaster, but the up special will come out yet again. Farrambus up to 150% on this Jigglypuff, and now will finally be eliminated. But what an effort, what a showing coming through from Farrambus.
Yeah, how about that? Man, you cannot be upset at all that you did not just 12 stock. I mean, I know we just saw it from that man right there, but from Kipp in the first set. But 10 stocks, I mean, under any circumstances should be hailed as an incredible performance. So we will see who option number 3 for Shenandoah will be in that Smash matchup when we get back to it. For now, we do have game number 2 of League of Legends loading in fairly soon. So what does that mean? We have a draft to report to you. Shenandoah opting for a very similar strategy.
Yeah, and look at the lineup, right?
Whoa.
A lot has just been shuffled around. We have Galaxy Bird now in for support. Levervain staying in that ADC position. Empro will be moved from support into mid. Kangaroo Feet, the tried and true, staying consistent in that jungle. But now Noob shifted up into that top side. So we will see Noob versus Noob here. Alawi versus Gwen in the top side.
Yeah, and you'll have to forgive me. This is not a similar strategy at all. From Shenandoah, I had my teams mixed up there. I saw the misfortune and yeah, whatever. So North Georgia opting for a similar strategy to what Shenandoah tried to do in game 1, right? This sort of wombo combo-y, but hyper carry from their top laner, right? Noob does get the Gwen pick, and that is going to be very scary if Gwen is able to get as much of a financial lead as the Olaf did in game number 1.
Yeah.
But with a lane swap, right, we have noob against noob in the top lane. So Shenandoah's noob on the Aurora in game 1 pulled ahead, right?
Yeah.
That was the danger for UNG. So now these players saying, hey, we'll fight against each other, and whoever comes out on top might just win the game.
Yeah.
I mean, we will see. That's going to be very exciting to watch. So I'm sure anytime we bring you to League of Legends action, we'll be keeping an eye on the top lane.
And with this top side, right, Gwen is notorious for being just a tank shredder, right?
Right.
Just rolls through health bars. And Alawi is pretty much a tank, right?
Yeah.
She has a whole lot of health that she builds up. So it'll be interesting to see how Noob plays into this Gwen. But the bot side, I like the Enchanter coming through here. The Lulu, a very meta pick right now in today's game. It's going to be fairly similar on the side of North Georgia. The Braum will be coming through, but Levavane, with this Ashe, with the slows, with the control that they can have in this lane, might be able to pull ahead, do a lot of damage here, and put this Misfortune behind.
Yeah, and I like the game plan to just sort of put all your eggs in one basket in the form of Shenandoah's noob in the top lane now. Right, a utility AD carry in the form of Ashe, like you said, with those slows, and with the Crystal Arrow Ultimate. I forget if that's the actual name.
Yeah, no, that's it.
And, yeah, like a Lulu ult to further buff this Alawi, and Orianna can put a ball on Alawi to then ult anytime she's in trouble. Like, it's going to be interesting to see how long Alawi's able to stay alive. I expect a lot of heal cut to come from North Georgia to try to keep this Alawi down, because that's the scariest part of that champion, how much they heal. You said it. She's already pretty tanky, but the hardest part about killing Alawi is the fact that she can heal an insane amount by just fighting you. So I'm very excited to see how the Shenandoah comp plays out. I mean, we see the players getting moved around. I don't know. I mean, it's hard to predict how that is going to play out until we get into it.
And the other thing to look at is this mid lane matchup. We have this Talia into this Orianna yet again, right? Very heavy poke on the side of this Ori. The shockwave placement, the ball placement is going to be key to watch here. If they can find this Misfortune or this Talia with a shockwave, and Kangaroo Feet and Noob are able to get on top of that, it can spell disaster in team fights for North Georgia.
Yeah, it's going to be so much fun to watch. It's going to be so different from game 1, but we will take you into the league action once it gets underway. For now, we have more Smash Bros coming at you, as the player of choice for Shenandoah will be AyeJay on a different pick than we are used to seeing up here on the desk, opting for the Knee Gunner instead of the Falco.
Yeah, I watched AyeJay play this one earlier last week before I left for Atlanta, and it's spammy. Right, you play a whole lot of range, you shoot your little grenade launcher, and that's about it. That one right there. You have so much explosive power and range with this character that, frankly, this Kirby might not really be able to get close.
Yeah, I mean, this is a similar pick to, like, we talk about Igloo Samus, right? The online thriving character with all of those projectiles to just space out your opponent and force reactions that are inherently slower online than in person. Me Gunner serves the same purpose, right? We see the up smash trying to come out, but he will get pushed just a little bit out of jab range, find a free forward smash, but it won't quite finish the job, as now the back air will finish the job. Now Hood College down to their last, what could be their last stock of this series, if this Kirby is not able to take 6 stocks straight.
Yeah, I mean, this Kirby is going to have to go crazy to stay alive in this one. 134% built up, and see, like, look at the approach that you can have on this ledge, and now the juggle coming through from AyeJay as well, trying to finish this one off, but Hood College doing a great job dropping down off of that platform and finding that back air and finding that stock.
Yeah, AyeJay getting a little aggressive with the forward smashes, right? That move feels so good to use, and sometimes you get a little distracted by how good it feels that you start throwing it out a little bit too much. But, I mean, we see it again there. Maybe not a little too much as it lands on that one. And now Kirby running out of jumps. This is a little dangerous territory, but we'll make it back on that one. AyeJay unable to capitalize on that up special, but 122%. Once again, Kirby looking like he's running out of jumps maybe, but is able to get back to the ledge. 140% is a tall ask for now 5 stocks straight, and sure enough, the Gunner projectiles proved to be just a little too much, and Shenandoah Smash Bros will find their first win of their NECC competition.
Yeah, now advancing up to 1-2 as we switch over to some good old League of Legends. Congratulations to our Smash Bros team, able to pick that one up with a clean 2-0 against Hood College. Props to Hood College as well, playing very, very well into this roster that we have here at SEU. As now we look towards this topside matchup. Gwen versus Alawi. Looking pretty steady so far. We're only about 2 minutes into this one. The snips coming through from Gwen. That true damage in that middle of the cone will do a lot of work in the late game.
Yeah, meanwhile, we see bot lane an early advantage going in favor of North Georgia, right? Shenandoah struggling to even walk up and get experience, as Levivane only just now hitting level 2 on that Ashe. But early game, nothing to panic about, right? Let's talk comps a little bit more, or at least actually, never mind. We see the noobs going at it. A lot of damage coming out from the Gwen, including an Ignite, and that is worth mentioning that noob for North Georgia opted for no flash. So in lane, that will be a very scary presence.
My goodness.
This Gwen having Ignite, but now the Ignite is down. So Alawi playing a risky game here, right? We know how much healing that champion has, and with Grasp can have even more, but now we see a lot of damage coming out from Talia as Empro forced to flash away. Shenandoah very low health bars across the board, but staying alive for now.
Yeah, I mean, Kiwi doing a great job at finding those flip backs into the Unraveled Earth. As now Noob goes in, has a little bit of healing, won't be able to stay alive, but the dive, the tower, able to help out, making that one a 1-for-1 first blood. However, going over to North Georgia's Noob, not something you want to see if you are on the side of SEU.
Yeah, and the wave state definitely favors North Georgia's Noob, as well as Shenandoah's top laner forced to TP back to lane, whereas North Georgia's top laner is not. The wave was in a great spot, making that not a bad death at all, right? Getting the first blood, extra gold, and unfortunately handing a kill over, but ultimately a positive trade in favor of North Georgia by a long shot, frankly. That's a great play and great awareness from Gwen to commit to that play, not worry about the death, and utilize your wave state to not have to blow a summoner there.
Yeah, and the first back blasting wand as well. Those snips, those scissors are going to start doing a whole lot of damage, right? I mean, this AP champion in Gwen is strong. A very, very strong champion. Noob able to get some good damage onto the other Noob there in favor of SU.
This
but
is
now
hard,
it's going to be a little tricky as Rior now comes up for a gank. Will they be able to escape, or maybe they go try to fight it instead, trying to get some healing? We'll be able to get a whole lot of healing, but we'll be able to make it a 1-for-1. The flip back now, Empro into the Unraveled Earth. We'll be able to walk away from that one, but still playing aggressive command. Attack won't be able to connect, not able to get a little bit of chip damage on the way out.
Man, I mean, this is smart play both ways, right? I don't think Alawi had any shot of getting out of that gank. By the time that Noob realized that, man, I hate this. By the time that Alawi realized that that gank was going on, it was too late. So committing it to the Gwen, right, saying, I need to walk out of this with a kill, and finding the E to start that fight, racking up so much damage, and Gwen ultimately getting out of the fight only to then die to the Alawi Spirit. I mean, that's very well executed to make the most out of that situation. And the wave state was in favor of Shenandoah's Noob that time around. So Gwen forced to blow her TP now, as we do see the little bit of help from Kangaroo Feet to make sure that that wave will crash. A lot of damage coming down onto this Gwen now, but keep an eye out now as well. We see an engage from Talia. Flash engage at that will finish the job, but now I was just about to say keep an eye out for Alawi ultimate, as Alawi hit 6 first. Now Gwen is also 6, so we may see some healing as Gwen will potentially opt to stay, but a great play there from Kiwi Connoisseur in the mid lane to flash and make a play of his own. Now Rior looking for a gank onto Alawi, and a similar situation, right? Forced to kind of commit to this play. It's too late to run away now, and the E will not connect. Rior able to finish the job this time around without giving a return kill. This is a very bloody top lane, but so far favoring North Georgia as a team.
Yeah, I mean, Noob on the side of SU trying to do as much as possible, playing with so much aggression up in this top side. I love to see that coming through from this SU squad, as now Kangaroo Feet hovering around this dragon, starting that one up, trying to secure that one before any further contest comes through. We have the mid prio, but Rior trying to make their way through. Oh no, they're on Grubs. What am I talking about? Zero was the one coming up. It is going to be a Dragon for Grubs trade here for SU in North Georgia.
Yeah, totally fine, right, for both teams. Just saying, hey, our junglers have established where they are on the map. Both teams know where the other jungler is. We're going to take the objective on that respective side of the map and leave you to your business. So hard to complain about that, right? We do see Talia, man, finding a lot of damage onto Empro, struggling to avoid the poke damage as he finds himself down to less than half HP. But level 6 is a good place to be if you're Orianna, right? We know what that shockwave is capable of, but with only a tier and an amplifying tome in his inventory, it will not do much damage. So Empro just looking to buy time, stay alive, and get some money in his pocket.
Yeah, Kangaroo Feet hovering around this blue buff as well. Now at the Wolves, the shockwave to clear the wave, unable to connect on Kiwi. I like the thought process coming through there. Able to clear that wave. If that connects onto Kiwi, that might be able to be transitioned into a kill, but just barely out of range. Kiwi able to stay alive with that one. Now, my point that I was going to make was Kangaroo Feet, if they can get in there with the stun and find a shockwave off of that one, there might be a kill. But now, with the shockwave down, won't be able to find that one. As now, the glorious double box. It's Hood College returning yet again here against Shenandoah in Overwatch.
Yes, Hood College looking for revenge against Shenandoah, as we saw the Smash team for Hood College go down to Shenandoah, now looking for a win in Overwatch. But on the right side of your screen, right, a lot of low health bars. We saw a fight in the top side, a fight in the mid lane. No kills going either way as Kangaroo Feet walks into the mid lane to help his laner finish the job. Empro is in a bit of a dangerous spot. But back on the left side of your screen, we see lots of early skirmishes, right? The point has just opened, and Hood College will get first touch, first points. So, early fighting, right? Classic Overwatch, lots of damage coming out. We do see Voidex able to find the kill onto one of the supports for Hood College, as now more bodies will hit the ground. TinyShiny finding a pick of her own. Now 3 kills, now make that 4 for Shenandoah will mean that they get to take this point and start racking up percentage of their own.
Yeah, recapturing that point now, 28% built up on the side of Hood College. Now Voidex flying across the map, just trying to play it safe, wait for reinforcements to come through. TinyShiny as well. This could be a flank angle that they are looking for. TinyShiny doesn't have the pulse bomb, but we'll be able to find some poke. The recall coming through, but puts them right back into harm's way, but dashing out, able to stay alive. Cherry now able to find the Symmetra. King trying to find angles as well. Voidex, the minefield coming out, will be able to find 4 members dropping on the side of Hood College. Not much you can do with that one.
Yeah, a great fight there from Shenandoah to really walk away with, I don't believe, any deaths across the board. So just very cleanly executed, and keep an eye on ultimates now as we see some swaps coming from Hood College. So that will drop their ultimate charge relatively low. So ultimates favoring Shenandoah as Cherry is about to have that orbital ray. TinyShiny will be looking for a pulse bomb, but so far, right, we do see Voidex just wreaking havoc, being a problem as most wrecking balls do. We see a lot of damage coming out onto the D.Va. Can Voidex finish the job? The mech will go down, but TinyShiny will also go down. Did not find a kill with the pulse bomb, so that is a cooldown for Shenandoah's ultimates. Voidex able to find a kill. Clabiella finding another. That is 1 support down for Hood College, and both DPSs will also, oh no, excuse me, not both. One of the DPSs will go down, leaving 1 DPS remaining. King on the Tracer here. This is worth mentioning, Ben.
Yeah.
I'm noticing an observation. King, at least, we made the joke that Hood College is looking for revenge against Shenandoah. King was one of the Smash players we just watched. If you remember Shenandoah played against an Ike just moments ago, that is this Tracer player.
I mean, I love a dual threat, right? King coming through here, Flames and Cherry, however, able to answer back. Cherry in the air, raining down the damage. Voidex now in the backside, trying to find the Ana. Ana, there's not much you can do against a hamster and a mech. Able to come up with that first point. The overtime will tick down the first point in control going to SU. As now we pivot back over to our double box 5-3, the kill scoreline in favor of North Georgia.
I can't get over this. I love that Hood College actually did just reschedule this Overwatch match to be after Smash Bros.
It's so awesome.
And now we know why. That's hilarious to me. But yes, so Hood College looking for revenge in more ways than I actually expected when I made that joke earlier. But back on the right side of your screen, man, we are seeing this Taliyah cause problems for Empro, right? Struggling to dodge most of that damage. And we now see just a straight 1v1 in the top lane go in favor of North Georgia. Gwen finding a lot of damage. The crystal arrow will land just a little too late, as now Shenandoah will look to salvage this situation with a dragon, getting down a little bit below half HP, but it does look like North Georgia might look to contest it. Maybe not, as Misfortune making her way up. I mean, Shenandoah is pinned a little bit between some players, but oh man, a lot of Taliyah damage there, and it will be a kill onto the Lulu. North Georgia is able to capitalize off of the superior positioning, and now, I mean, this is a massacre for Shenandoah. They need to find their way out. The shockwave will land, but it will not be enough. Zinzao finds the kill, will find another. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, Gwen is doing what Gwen does best, and that is snowballing. 2 turrets down, less than 15 minutes into the game, and this Gwen is swimming in money now with a fully completed Nashor's Tooth, and I believe I see a Dark Seal down there as well.
Ooh. Yeah, I mean, North Georgia is just able to out-execute on the side of that dragon fight, right? They lose the dragon, but Empro trying to TP and trying to find the shockwave, but just is too late. The damage is no longer there as Levivane does. I did believe Levivane went down in that exchange. Maybe not. 1-0-1 is the Ash. I think I'm thinking of the Lulu, the Wild Growth, unavailable to keep that survivability up and going. So now we look over towards this left side as well. SU recapping the point here on the second point of control.
Yeah, similar story, right? Hood gets out to an early advantage, but SU able to get a clean retake there, and we now see...
Oh. I mean, a beautiful crystal arrow landing from Leviathan, but, I mean, nothing followed up on. No follow-up coming through from Emperor or Galaxy Bird, and now the flip back into the Unraveled Earth. The Lulu goes down. Galaxy Bird 0-2-2 now on this Lulu.
Yeah, just getting caught a little out of position again, and unfortunately without the Orianna Shockwave to follow up on that Crystal Arrow, there won't be many opportunities to follow up with much damage. Now, we do see Levivane forced to use her flash as well there, unable to walk that close to the enemy team, but we do see Kangaroo Feet coming down to make the most out of this situation. But Levivane taking so much damage, still does have her barrier, so Levivane forced to use it there. We do see the Braum ult come out, Kangaroo Feet in this Misfortune's face, just trying to get her off the screen, and finally he will, but not after North Georgia finds a kill of their own onto Levivane. So Kangaroo Feet forced to do all of this damage by himself and will finish the job. That Leandri's Torment fully completed will do the burn damage he needs. Max health damage onto a Braum is always going to be a good thing, but oh no, here comes trouble. Noob walking into a bush full of noob and finding himself in a lot of trouble, but a great shockwave that lands onto 2 plus the Illaoi Ghost, but still not enough. Just a little too early for this Orianna to do enough damage. The healing also not enough to sustain. Not enough across the board. Shenandoah struggling to put it all together so far in this game.
Now we enter the double box, a fight ensuing in our Overwatch game. Many members falling on the side of SU. Actually, just Clabiella, but the orbital ray will come through from Cherry, trying to stay alive, trying to provide support. It's Flames and TinyShiny able to run through the backline of Hood College. We're in this overtime on this second point. Pulse Bomb will go wide, but everyone already gone, pushed away. A 2-0 control in favor of SU.
Yeah, strong showing and a strong rebound from the match earlier today, right? This is a completely different story. Shenandoah struggling to find much traction at all in their first matchup against Tulsa, but different league, different mentality, right? Able to reset and come into this Hood College matchup as a completely new team, take control early on, and show that this team can absolutely put you down when they need to.
Yeah, I mean, great stuff coming through from this SU squad. A great rebound coming through from them. 1-0 now up on the series, as now we go back into League of Legends.
Yeah, we have a 8,000 gold differential here as Levavane takes a lot of damage, but I mean, keep an eye on Kangaroo Feet. Oh my, bullet time will come out, but not enough to finish Levavane there. Dangerously close, but Levavane does have a completed static shiv here, and on the other side, we see a full Bloodthirster is the item of choice for Sailor Pleb. An interesting choice, but a choice nonetheless, as now Misfortune will be dealing quite a bit of damage for North Georgia. We now see Noob looking to engage. He will ult the Ghost, but out of range of both of those other tentacles. That is heartbreaking if you are the Shenandoah top laner. That is just unlucky. Now Galaxy Bird caught out of position once again. Forced to flash away, will get away with his life for now, but the Crystal Arrow will land onto the Misfortune, forcing a lot of damage to stall, but still not enough damage to prevent that death from coming down. Kangaroo Feet will fall, drop to 4-2, but still signs of life for Shenandoah, at least for now. But man, they are struggling to find enough to really pull themselves back into this game.
Yeah, Galaxy Bird getting hit by the wind becomes lightning there, taxiing Rior into that back line. Kangaroo Feet sacrificing their life to keep their bot lane alive. But now we see this split map coming through, right? Every single pressure point that SU has is nowhere to be seen at this point, right? It's all on the side of North Georgia, able to find these pushes in mid, in top, in bot lane, securing the dragon as well. Shenandoah does have a 2-1 dragon lead. That's about the only thing they have going for them, however. They have no grubs, no towers. 7 kills to 14. Kangaroo Feet trying to clear the wave. Will be able to do so, but I mean, North Georgia going in again is Rior, but not much to come of that one.
Yeah, the scary part of your Shenandoah, you don't have a ton of poke here, right? The only poke you really have is Udyr finding damage with his Leandri's Phoenix Dance, but we do see the Crystal Arrow land, and Zinzao able to rip through that Orianna, and he continues on to Levavane. We see a kill on the other side. Kangaroo Feet is able to take Noob out of the fight. Gwen is gone, but man, this Zinzao will not go down. He's able to find the kill onto Levavane, finding 2 before he goes down. The shutdown will go down onto the Alawi, and man, that was catastrophic for Shenandoah, or at least it looked like it could have been. Shenandoah able to find 2 kills of their own, ultimately only trading, I believe, 2 for 2 in that exchange in the end. But man, they could not take Rior out of that fight. 7-1 with a completed Sunder Sky, finding its healing value in that fight.
Yeah, I mean, Sunder Sky is one crazy item, right? That was all of that healing on to Rior there. Now Noob trying to get aggressive, trying to find an angle onto Kiwi, but not able to find anything just yet. I mean, that was so many ults expended on in that fight. But now look at the gold graph, right? Look at the difference in every single one of these lanes. The only one, well, the only one relatively close right now is Jungle, right? Everyone else is down about 2K gold.
Yeah, I mean, 2K gold deficits across the board is certainly not at all where you'd like to be under any circumstances, right? That's almost a full item that every North Georgia player has over their respective opponent.
Yeah.
So especially in these team fights, that value is going to make itself known, and we're seeing North Georgia put that value to use, right? Forcing this Baron right as it starts, but SU's not really going to be able to contest this, right? We do see Empro teleporting in, maybe looking for a miracle steal. We see Kangaroo Feet finding the empowered Phoenix Stance to just burn as much damage as possible. Empro looking for a shockwave that will find 1, and sure enough, Ilaoi finds the opening kill onto the Gwen. I mean, that's value if you need it, but here comes Rior taking no damage from his ultimate. Ilaoi finding the heal from a Sundered Sky of his own, and now, I mean, here comes the Ilaoi value.
Goodness.
The static shift poking this Braum down, not able to finish the job. He will jump back right to his death. Ilaoi making her presence felt in that fight. 4 for 1 in favor of Shenandoah. I could not have seen that coming.
I mean, everyone is so low on the side of SU, but crucially, Noob on the side of North Georgia goes down early. The true damage taken off the board. The bullet time also interrupted as well. And also that huge shockwave. Oh my goodness. The huge shockwave coming through from Empro as well to keep Noob inside Alawi's ultimate to help secure that kill was massive now. I mean, they were at about a 9K gold deficit, and now they're only at around a 6K gold deficit. 6, 6, and 2 now on this Alawi is Noob. This is a very winnable game still.
I agree, frankly, and it's worth mentioning that Shenandoah Noob on the Alawi was, I believe, 2-6 not too long ago, right?
Yeah.
All of a sudden, and a couple of those kills were shutdowns as well.
Yeah.
That's a completed Iceborne Gauntlet for Alawi. That's problematic.
Yeah.
If you're North Georgia, right, not only is this Alawi healing every time she autos a new target, healing every time her tentacles land on a champion, but she's also slowing you anytime she lands a hit on you. I mean, it's going to be hard to get away from this Alawi if you ever get your soul ripped out. But meanwhile, we do see Gwen finding so much damage, not quite able to find ult number 3 onto Empro. But again, Galaxy Bird caught just a little too far out of position. Meanwhile, Noob looking for a little too much in the bot lane. Kangaroo Feed able to walk up right behind, find a stun under tower, and kill the Gwen, but Alawi, oh man, narrowly escapes with what likely would have been a death. Shenandoah, man, they are squeaking out of tough situations now. Alawi once again finding herself in a tough situation with a 8-2 Xin Zhao in your face, but finding the soul and opting to ult. That one will get a lot of damage onto the Xin Zhao, but again, he has that Sundered Sky. The moment a fight breaks out, he will be able to heal so much of that right back up.
Yeah, I mean, great picks coming up across the board here for SU. Noob goes down, but will have the TP up if a fight does kick off around this Baron Pit. Does not look likely that one will happen. You're making their way down towards this Chem Tech Dragon, trying to even up the Dragons to a piece. Will be able to do so uncontested. SU, meanwhile, just mesmerized by this Baron. Don't want this to be snuck away from them. Now they will see the Drake going down. Trying to just get some vision in this top side is SU.
Yeah, and again, just clawing at positive takeaways that SU has, right? It helps that you did get 2 of those dragons in the early game, right? A win condition for North Georgia is that Chemtech Dragon Soul, but they're not going to be able to get it for at least 10 more minutes.
Yeah.
That's 10 minutes that you can claw back into this game because you were able to find those 2 early dragons. Granted, they lost all the grubs, and they have certainly felt the impact of that, losing 5 towers before they've even been able to take a single one of their own. But again, the small positives are certainly worth pointing out as we now see another exchange between the noobs, right? They are back at it, and my lord, does it look like Alawi is catching the better of these so far, as the first tower for Shenandoah will go down. But Alawi's getting a little aggressive here, right? Without a minion wave, the ultimate will come down, and here comes that healing I was talking about, right? Both of these characters have so much healing. Noob able to come out on top of that one, I say. Empro will go down to the Xin Zhao, and here comes that Xin Zhao gold value. We take you back to a double box as Shenandoah Overwatch will be getting back into game number 2 of their series. But back on the right side of your screen, right, Rior on this Xin Zhao wreaking havoc in Shenandoah's own jungle. That will be all 5 players dead across the board for Shenandoah. The Weaver's Wall will come out to force even more damage onto these towers. The 6 scrub value making itself known, and North Georgia on the brink of potentially putting this away.
I mean, Rior on this Xin Zhao is looking incredible. Every single wind becomes lightning is landing, able to dive back onto that backline. Now, this Noob, the only one left standing on the side of SU as respawns now come through. Will get cut down. The Xin Zhao will fall. The Shockwave as well, finding Noob on the side of North Georgia. They cannot end the game yet. SU stays alive as we enter double boxes. Overwatch Escort now begins.
Yeah, we will take you back to the Overwatch action here in a minute, as we do see on the right side of your screen Kangaroo Feed actually opting to chase a little bit, but likely will not get much more. So back to the Overwatch action. We do have SU loading into map number 2. We see a roster change once again. Rain Dreamer in as the tank. Flames and Protein Shake are the DPSs of choice this time around. Clabiella and Jerry sticking strong as the 2 supports on your screen, as Protein Shake looking for any pick he can get, but taking a lot of damage. His presence is certainly known here, as he will eventually go down now, as Hood College is able to push this point out relatively easily to start this game.
Yeah, I mean, Hood College doing a great job pushing up to that first point. will find that one. I believe now that's 5 minutes on the clock to make it to this second point. Protein Shake, like you mentioned, is in the game here. Rain Dreamer as well making an appearance. Voidex will not be in this one. It's going to be the Sigma and the Widow, the two new players here. Protein Shake able to find one. The Widow diff coming through. King will go down. And now, as we look over to League of Legends as well. Well, we're double boxing League of Legends. You only see Overwatch right now. They're looking kind of around a Baron posture right now, but nothing is getting pulled just yet. As now we look at Protein Shake again, trying to find some picks.
Yeah, look at how Shenandoah is posturing here. Well, Protein Shake will go down early, but Flames finds a pick of his own. So we see the chaos ensue, right? Both teams feel that they have the pick they need, but nothing will be coming of it, as we now do take you back to the double box just to show you that North Georgia has started this Baron. Shenandoah looking like they might look for another miracle steal, but in this exact situation, we did see Shenandoah come out on top. The Lulu ult forced out onto herself will mean that that's a big ultimate now on cooldown. Illaoi has a disgusting flank behind the whole team, but the Crystal Arrow goes wide on everybody. Illaoi does slam the ultimate down to start the fight. This is so awkward positioning for both teams. Neither team has great engage. Shockwave finds two. Empro fighting for his life, trying to get these two players off of him, but Gwen just a little too sticky for that one. Meanwhile, Illaoi dealing with the rest of the team back in the Baron pit and will be promptly stunned. The healing is keeping her alive for now, but not for long enough. Illaoi is down for Shenandoah, and Gwen is in the base, hitting the Nexus, and North Georgia will say, no more funny business. We are getting out of this series 2-0. North Georgia comes out on top.
Yeah, I mean, a disaster at the Baron. Rain Dreamer now with the ultimate, able to find one. Clabiella following up. Brig will find the other Brig. Cherry finding King as well, finds two. And now it's just a lonely Zenyatta. Not much you can do with that one when Protein Shake has you in their sights. A good hold coming through from SU.
Yeah, good looks from the whole SU squad there. I mean, we took a moment to call the end of the League of Legends game, but in that amount of time, I mean, we basically left this game and came back. We had it up on a double box for you, but in that amount of time, the payload really has not moved. I mean, the clock is down to 2.5 minutes, and Shenandoah has really planted their feet in the ground. They are not letting up any more objective progress after this. Protein Shake getting aggressive, and King looking to get aggressive right back. We see the shot. It will not land. He is still up on the high ground, so now we will see an opportunity for more shots to land, but Hood College's supports are getting so low, and Protein Shake will find a headshot onto King. The Widow battle will go in favor of Shenandoah, but Protein Shake drops shortly after. Flames will find a kill onto the other DPS of Hood College, and now Hood left with only their tank to save the day. It will not be enough, and Shenandoah once again standing firm, planting their feet in the ground and saying, you are not getting any more than this.
Yeah, Hood College able to find one hit scan, but Flames is on a second, able to mow down the rest of Hood College's lineup. Now the ult again popped from Protein Shake, trying to go hunting, playing it safe. The grapple up on the tree. Oh, just barely missing that shot onto the Lucio. Everyone playing on the edge of their seats right now when Protein Shake is piloting this Widowmaker. And now we see Young Snail go in, but take so much damage, almost dropping, just barely staying alive. Shilk's able to get the healing. King will be able to find one. Clabiella will fall, but look at the health bars on the side of Hood College. How is no one going down? The beat will be dropped, but Protein Shake with the angle, with the flank, finds one. King will go down now, going back on retreat, trying to find the angles, but won't be able to do so just yet. Back up in the air. Oh my god, I mean, Protein Shake is so close to finding these headshots, just barely missing them thus far as Rain Dreamer advances with her ultimate.
Yeah, and this is exactly why you'd like to be on defense here, as they are able to put that tire out of commission. But the spawns favor Shenandoah, right? The longer these fights go on, the more Shenandoah will be able to come back. We do see Rain Dreamer the first to fall in this fight, as Clabiella is able to get her rally charge out, but it will not be enough to keep her own life now, as this venture from King is looking to find any more extra credit that he could not find in the Smash series. But they do find a checkpoint with 90 seconds left to finish this game. Hood College looks to make their final push toward the end of this map.
Yeah, 90 seconds remaining. Protein Shake able to find one. Shilks will go down. The Kiriko off the board, but the dive coming through from Young Snail will come up short. Will go down. Flames able to find that one. Protein Shake again finding ahead, clicking true. Flames finding Mam as well. I mean, Hood College, they're trying to find these angles, but they just can't. Protein Shake and Flames are so good on these hit scan DPSs. I mean, oh my God, he's finding so many small windows to try to find these shots. Protein Shake starting to come alive.
Yeah, and Hood knows where he is. I mean, he's not exactly moving, but the Hood is just struggling to get around it. I mean, we saw the Sigma Shield finally put up right in Protein Shake's face, but it doesn't matter. Hood keeps showing themselves toward this Widowmaker, and Protein Shake is capitalizing. Hood's just struggling to regroup now as they finally find a way in, but right as Protein Shake lets the ultimate fly, so all of that secrecy is shown to the world. SU able to react, and Hood now forced to play around this, right? They do find their way onto the point. Protein Shake forced out of position for now, but wait for him to set up once again, and we will see a lot of the same thing. Speak of the devil, Protein Shake finds Mamija's teeth, and Hanzo will be the first to go down. I mean, this is causing problems. This is the strategy that we've been wanting to see from this SU squad when Protein Shake is in the game. The orbital ray comes down as overtime will tick down as well. SU chasing them all the way back to their base to ensure that Hood College is unable to finish the offense on that map.
Yeah, Rangerman went down in that exchange, but Bob quickly summoned by the Ash to fill that spot. So much damage coming through from these hit scans. Protein Shake and Flames playing unbelievably well, as now it's going to be their turn on this escort side. All they have to do is find this full cap, I believe. Yeah, pretty sure.
Get it farther than it just was.
Yeah. And they advance to 2-0 on the series. This is the 1-to-3 format yet again. And look at our subs in right now. We have Rain Dreamer on the Sigma earlier in the series. Comfy with the, I guess that's like one of those blanket coat things.
I'm wearing a Snuggie
yeah, the
during
Snuggies.
a competition.
And then Danny, again, Protein Shake locked in, as always, on that Widow hit scan.
Yeah, it's so exciting to see this value finally pay off, right? We're seeing Protein Shake really land those shots. I mean, he was we saw for a while that he was so close, but he at least wasn't getting punished for it. The Achilles heel of this roster so far for Shenandoah has been when Protein Shake gets caught, right? He's not able to be the one to find the first pick. So it's great as a spectator and as a Shenandoah fan to be able to see this plan come to fruition, right? Finding the damage. But we'll see if that trend can stay true on offense. It's a lot easier to post up and find picks on defense. It's a lot harder to go out and do it on the offensive side of the game.
Yeah, now on this offensive side, getting that push together early. Oh my goodness. I'm loving what, well, that is not what you want to see on the side if you are Cherry there. I mean, King able to find that angle, finding that kill, but Protein Shake again able to answer back. The Junkrat already off the board. I mean, look at these angles, these tight angles that Protein Shake is holding, and now up for the aerial shot. We'll be able to find one onto King. Oh my goodness, Protein Shake. Take it easy on him.
Yeah, Protein Shake is firing on all cylinders right now, finding every angle he needs. I said it might be hard on offense. He is making it work. Hood doing what they needed to do, doing what they should be doing, and hiding from the Widowmaker. But Protein Shake able to find his way in now as the rest of the team is able to chase down. And Shenandoah asserting themselves so far on offense as Protein Shake is looking for more. Can't quite land that one, but the payload is charging toward checkpoint number 1 in record time.
Yeah, 5 minutes and 20 seconds still on the clock here for SU to get to this second point. I mean, they are looking so clean right now. There's nothing that Hood College can do thus far. King almost peeking around the corner, but Protein Shake again will be able to find a pick in the air. Yep. Oh my goodness, please. Okay. I was like, there's no way he's going to find another one. That was making me real excited. But, I mean, again, Young Snail able to find the kill onto Ranger. The tank goes down, and now the retreat coming through. SU has to regroup.
Yeah, we do see the ultimates starting to tick up in favor of Hood College so far, with 2 ultimates up for both supports, and we will see likely a Sigma ultimate come out in this next fight. But not too different on the other side, right? We see Protein Shake with that ultimate active for now, and Rain Dreamer just got her ultimate. So we expect to see that as this next fight will develop, right? This position of the map was a sore spot for Hood College on offense. We will see if it's a different story on the other side, but Protein Shake finding a pick onto the support will be the name of the game. Here come the ultimates as the Nano will come out from Hood onto the Sigma, but he's unable to use his own ultimate. Flames finds 3. A triple kill will secure this checkpoint most likely, as Shenandoah will look to hold off Hood just a little longer as they push and rush toward this second checkpoint.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the Zenyatta trying to hide behind this pole. I mean, Protein Shake is just hunting for anything that he can find. Just positioning. Barely misses that head. And now look at how far Young Snail just went up. I mean, where are you going? You're so far forward. There's no support from your team. And now the Zenyatta ult comes through. Oh my God! Protein Shake, holy moly.
I mean, Shenandoah is firing all over the map. I mean, just rack them up. Keep counting them. Protein Shake waving to the fans as he is clicking everybody. Here comes the ultimate now to ensure that SU has all the information to secure this win, right? The win is right in front of them. They only need to get it past this gold point on your screen, right? 4 meters away. Cherry finds the first. Protein Shake finds another. Here comes the Widowmaker value, posting up behind the whole team. A tight corridor is a Widowmaker's playground. Protein Shake will finish the game with a double kill, put that away, and Shenandoah takes a 2-0 lead in this series.
I don't know if you're looking at the player cam at all, as Protein Shake was killing literally everybody, but there was like no sense of emotion anywhere. He was just locked in, glued. You can see him up in the air, the jean jacket on, looking fresh, looking clean. I mean, Rain Dreamer as well, the tank. Happy claps, everyone smiling on the side of SU.
No, I love it, man. This is the level of excitement and execution that we've been needing to see out of Shenandoah all year long, right? They are now 0-3 in their NACE competition, but I mean, they look so strong right now. They are clicking all over the board and coming out 2-0 in commanding fashion.
Yeah, I mean, those 2 first maps looked super clean. Protein Shake, especially in this last map. Flames as well. The hit scans come into play right now for SU here. And now you're on map point, right? Hood College, what do you do to adjust? You have to try to find this backline pressure. You need to try to find these flank angles. You were able to do it briefly with that venture on King, but then you had to try to match these hit scans, and that's where everything kind of fell away from them.
Yeah, and now this is the interesting thing, and I might need a little bit of backup from our production. I believe that because this is NECC, whereas the game we streamed earlier was NACE, they have different rule sets, which mean earlier, map number 3 was Flashpoint. I don't believe that's true now. We will be, I believe, seeing Push as the third map.
Yes.
And I would appreciate some confirmation from our production if that's true, if we know that or not. But we will let you know either way as soon as we get the map pick in. But something worth noting, right? We know that Shenandoah likes that Flashpoint, but if I'm not mistaken, Flashpoint is actually not map number 3 in this league.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is, like you said, the NECC rulebook. I believe we do go into push 3rd. At least that's what we've had previously. I'm pretty sure we're correct on that one. So let's just assume that we're moving into push, right?
Okay.
It is push.
It's push.
All right, sweet. It is push. We both just like kind of paused there for a second. As our production told us.
We got the confirmation we needed.
I love the confirmation, right? Push is going to be the map that or the mode that we go to, right? SU's arguably one of their least favorite / worst kind of modes that they play through. At least that's what the team believes to be the case. So it'll be interesting if Hood College can take a map off of this one.
Yeah, that matters. I mean, the reason we mention it is exactly like you said. We know that Flashpoint is at least where Shenandoah feels the most comfortable, and that Push is where Shenandoah feels the least comfortable.
Yeah.
So in a situation like this where Shenandoah has an opportunity to put the series away with a win here, if you're SU, you'd rather this be Flashpoint, but that is not the case. So an opportunity, right, for Hood College to strike back and take this series back into a at least relatively neutral state, right? Try to find some success of their own. But either way, right, Shenandoah is hot right now.
Yeah.
And it'll be interesting to see. I forget the roster we used. Well, I guess we didn't see Push earlier today, did we?
We did not. Yeah, we did not see Push
so that's
earlier.
Why I can't remember.
Yeah, we might see a little bit of switch up here coming through with the rosters. I don't know if you just saw Rain Dreamer kind of just skip her way past us there on that one. Definitely having a good time. But yeah, I don't think we should change anything up right now, right? Protein Shake is feeling it, right?
Yeah.
That hit scan, that Widowmaker looked so strong. Flames as well on that Ashe. It looked incredible as well. And we also know that the Reaper is always in that back pocket if it is needed. Everyone in that map 2 played phenomenally. So I personally would not expect a change, but we might see one come through.
Right, yeah, and on these Push maps, we, again, sort of similar to Flashpoint, or I guess not Flashpoint, sort of similar to the hybrid that I pointed out earlier. A lot of these maps are a nice, healthy balance between longer corridors and tight spaces. The problem is the objective will always be that robot, right? The fights will always be wherever that robot is. So it's hard to really force fights in a position where you like them. Like if your comp leans one direction, you want to set up in areas where that comp can thrive. It's harder to force that in this game mode, and that could be why Shenandoah kind of struggles to at least feel comfortable in this game mode. But, I mean, time will tell, right? We will see. I hope we'll see Protein Shake back, right? I mean, that is the hot hand, and you don't take the ball away from a hot hand. But, I mean, we will see, right? We actually do have a bit of a lead in front of us here as casters. It does look like Protein Shake will not be in the game. The DPSs of choice will be TinyShiny and Flames. So back to that original roster, that tried and true, with Voidex as the tank. So it truly will be the starting roster that we saw earlier today.
Yeah, and I mean, I agree with you. I feel like when you have that hot hand in Protein Shake, just absolutely lighting it up, it is difficult to pull him out of that position. But I mean, they must be seeing something or know something with this roster, specifically on whatever map they are going to be going into with Push. And I think this kind of settles into their Brawl roster, right? When they're really playing those scrappy fights, those Brawl comps, this is usually what we see come out. When we're playing those pick comps, that's when we really see Protein Shake on that Widowmaker, on that hit scan, to really find and secure those picks. So I'd expect a lot of fighting and a lot of Brawl coming through from this roster.
Yeah, and the good news is something we know about Flames specifically is that this player can play both tight quarters and long-range hit scan, which is exactly how I just described this game mode, right? It's kind of whatever you need. We've seen the Reaper come out for Flames. We also know that he has an Ashe in there. So, I mean, we have our bases covered, and I think that's a smart decision from Shenandoah, right? To really play to the map as you would expect and understand that it's not going to be as simple as, you know, just isolating yourself into one playstyle. So,
yeah, we will be going into Esperanza for our Push map. There is some good range, right, to be played with on this map. There's not a whole lot of high ground. There's one point where there's a little bit of a bridge that you can kind of oversee a little bit of height, right? You can have that like downward angle. So that's maybe why we're not seeing Protein Shake come in here, because there's not a lot of height to really work with. So I do like Molly coming in. TinyShiny possibly is going to be this Tracer, right? Trying to find these flank angles, maybe the Venture, but I do think it'll be that Tracer just being a thorn in the side of Hood College, getting a lot of this poke damage, setting up this front-to-back brawl that we often see from this roster.
Yeah, and we saw earlier today what the possibilities are for a really dangerous Tracer player, right? We saw Jason earlier from Tulsa, yes. Run away with that match, really take control and I guess not only on Tracer, but I don't expect to see TinyShiny switch to Bastion. But, I mean, we do see the roster in front of you now. I mean, we know what's possible, right? We know the game plan. We know the dream scenario for Shenandoah. It's going to come down to can they go out there and do it. We have seen them go out there and execute Game 1 and Game 2, but this, like we've been saying, is an uncomfortable mode for Shenandoah. So, character building, right? This is tough scenario for Shenandoah, but certainly tougher for Hood College, right? I don't mean to downplay this. What are you laughing at? What's going on?
I don't know. Cherry was just like losing it on the face cam, so I don't know what just happened. I know she's sitting next to OnionMan right now, and they're pretty close friends, so maybe there was something funny was said because it was a big rock back and forth. Like, it was like a big hearty laugh. So it's good to see the team in good spirits going into this map 3. I mean, why wouldn't you be when you're up 2-0?
Exactly, yeah. I'm making this out to be like it's a bad scenario for Shenandoah. It's not. It's just harder than the first 2 games have been.
Right.
So, can Shenandoah go in there and finish the job, or will Hood College be able to stay alive and extend this series any longer? We will see it as map 3 we are preparing to load into. Esperanza on the push is the map of choice.
Yeah, and I mean, we don't see comps coming out just yet, right? We're just in our fly-through thus far, but I mean, maybe it is going to be another one of those kind of ball angles coming through from Voidex. Maybe they do try the Orisa out a little bit. I know they haven't been able to practice it with that new comp, but Orisa is the way to go right now in the current meta of Overwatch. So I don't know if they will bring it out just yet because they don't have that practice on it, or if it's going to continue to be that Malga cage brawl that we see sometimes coming through, or if it is just going to be this JQ, this Junker Queen, or this Rhine possibly coming through as well. There's a lot of options for this brawl comp, but I don't know. I feel like I'd expect to see the ball come through from SU.
Right, yeah. The good news for SU also is that in this scenario, we do have Voidex back on the tank, which means that all of those options you just listed are on the table, right?
Yeah.
Rain Dreamer has a very strong Ramatra to really lean into that brawl comp, and we saw the Sigma looking very strong last game, but Voidex is so diverse, and it will be a wrecking ball to start the game as Voidex looks to find any scouting information he can find as he rushes to the point and finds himself in a precarious position as he will look to take advantage of potentially an interesting flank here. He will make himself known and start rolling around the back line as he will find some good early damage onto Mamij. Almost going down is this Reaper, and sure enough, TinyShiny able to swoop in and finish the job. 1 DPS down for Hood College, and almost 2 as King finds himself getting very low on HP, as Shenandoah will look to take control of this point very soon if they are able to take King out here. Finding himself stuck in a corner, teleports away briefly, but TinyShiny able to put King down. That is a monocide, I believe is the word for killing a King. Regicide is the word I was looking for. Flames finds a kill onto 1 support, make that 2 supports. Both supports down for Hood College, and the tank will go down again. So Shenandoah taking early control, right? Getting some nice early progress as now Voidex will look to push up a little further.
Yeah, I mean, Voidex on this ball is playing so aggressive. Clabiella on robot duty, dancing her way to victory here. I mean, yeah, there's not a whole lot that you really have to do. The robot is pushing her. That's awesome. I kind of she's doing nothing right now. She's just sitting on the robot, whereas the rest of SU pushes the aggression, right? Flames, the shotgun back in the air, trying to find these angles. TinyShiny will barely stay alive, will now fall. Young Snail able to find that one, but now we see Voidex in the back line, able to find multiple members. Clabiella now off the robot, finding kills. Cherry and Flames to follow as well. Now it's just the Reaper, the charge forward, the swing. Flames able to secure the kill on that one. SU pushing forward so strong.
Yeah, Hood College does not have an answer for Voidex on this wrecking ball right now. He is rolling around at will and finding so much damage while he's at it. Clabiella coming in to swoop in and finish those 2 kills in that fight, but that was all Voidex going in and wreaking havoc. Meanwhile, we look back to Clabiella 1v1ing a tank and almost coming out on top, forcing the Doomfist to ult to safety as now he will come back down. Meanwhile, Flames and Cherry finding kills of their own. Young Snail caught out of position and forced to use his ult will leave believe his team exposed. Finally, Young Snail will go down, and so will Mamija. Again, Shenandoah having their way so far, and Voidex standing right by the base, just waiting for them to step out. I mean, he is doing quite literally whatever he wants right now.
No one knows where Voidex is. I think they just now spot him possibly. Yeah, the ult coming through onto the backline, the beat from Sky are trying to keep people alive, but Shilk's already dropping the orbital ray coming down from Cherry as well. I mean, there's so much sustain. TinyShiny able to find one on the backside. The hamster rolling through the team. Multiple members falling on the side of Hood College Flames. Ash firing on all cylinders thus far. The rally as well up and available will finally be popped, but it looks like it's going to be a full cap from SU. A clean 3-0 and a good way to end the night.
Yeah, man, how about that? SU Overwatch looking stronger than they have ever looked, able to take the win over Hood College and assert Shenandoah over Hood College in 2 different games on the day.
Oh my goodness.
Able to finish out this series, and I am certainly willing to admit when I am wrong. I made this out to be quite the challenge for Shenandoah coming into this game, but man, did they look comfortable and, I mean, just controlling in that game.
Yeah, I mean, you can see the excitement on the team there. I was really hoping that play of the game was just Clabiella sitting, dancing on the robot, just getting pushed. I know Overwatch wouldn't do that, but that's play of the game in my eyes, right? That's my play of the game. You can see TinyShiny fist pumping as well. So much elation, so much happiness on the side of this SU roster. The fidget spinner as well. The W rings true now for Cherry with that little face tattoo, that little sticker that she has going there. But yeah, a great way to end the night and a great win for this SU roster.
Yeah, I mean, it's so exciting, again, to see a strategy come to fruition, right?
Yeah.
We know that SU Overwatch took a bit of a turn in terms of their roster after the first week of competition, right? Choosing to merge the 2 rosters and utilize all of the talent they have. They haven't been able to win, in their NACE competition yet, but NECC has been a different story as of tonight. So that's very exciting to see for this Overwatch squad as they continue to move through both of their seasons in both of those leagues.
Yeah, I mean, they played pretty well in both of the series, right? Tulsa earlier on at 7 o'clock this evening played lights out. I mean, it was Jason all over the place on that tracer, finding those angles, finding the hit scans. I mean, Tulsa lights out, right? But now the bounce back coming through from SU against Hood College here, very commanding, in control of pretty much every single moment of every map. They just kept the momentum going. And then our other titles as well. Super Smash Bros, a clean 2-0 for Rhombus. Kipp showing up huge for this Smash Bros team. And then steady growth on the side of our League of Legends roster as well. A lot of people getting moved around into different roles. But yeah, everyone right now for SU is looking like they are improving.
Right. I really don't want to downplay what the league team was able to do today as well. I mean, they end up losing 2-0, and that maybe those goal charts didn't look great at the end of the game. But that, I believe I said it during the matches, that school is currently the 1 seed in their division. Like, Shenandoah really making their presence felt. And they hadn't in the past, right? Those first 2 weeks were tough for Shenandoah, right? I'm not here to sugarcoat it. They were struggling to find success anywhere on the map in those first 2 games, but they looked strong in those 2 games today, right? Finding objectives, finding team plays, diving carries, and getting shutdowns to stay in the game. I mean, that's very exciting to see if you're a Shenandoah fan.
Yeah, no, it is awesome to see, right? I mean, growth across the board is always something that you want to see from all of your rosters. Everyone looking good, as we will be popping over to an interview possibly right now. It's going to be an in-house interview, right? Our Overwatch player.
This is, I believe by definition, a conflict of interest. But I guess you could define this whole thing as a conflict of interest because we are Shenandoah students. Point being, yes, we do have TinyShiny standing off to the side with Flames for a little post-game interview. So congratulations to the team. I believe that will do it for us. Thank you for watching. Let's throw it to TinyShiny in the back room. Take it away, Molly.
Thank you so much, Chris and Ben, and I gotta say, as a member of the Overwatch team, as long with my teammate in the Flames, aka Danny, it feels pretty darn good to be standing up here today for our first post-game interview after our first win. I know you played in every single map today. Right? I think you played in every single map, including our first series that we lost. It was an 0-3. Then we came back, had a 3-0 on the back. So I just want to get an idea, coming out of that first game, heading into your second match for NECC, what was kind of going for your head at the time, since we had a little bit of a break between the two games?
So overall, I was kind of not feeling it after that first game. It was rough. Do you want me to take this? All right. It wasn't feeling great after that first game. We lost a lot on our first set against our first, and we got into our second. I was really, if you saw me, I was grooving over on the other side, trying to lock myself in for the next game. And I kind of just got myself together, and I think I played probably the best I've played so far in this year. So it made me feel a lot better.
And hey, I can agree with that too. It's like, especially seeing you start from the summer when you were a console player before this. You were literally, actually, this is a story that I think everybody should know. So before coming to Shenandoah, right? You know where I'm going with this. Before coming to Shenandoah University, this is his first year at the school. Talk us, what was your setup like? How were you playing before you actually got to like our state-of-the-art esports center? You got these desks, high-level monitors, peripherals. What were we working with?
Well, funny you mentioned desk. I was not playing on a desk. I was on my TV on my bed in my room. I had my mouse. I had my controller originally, and even once I switched to my mouse and keyboard, I had a mouse pad on my bed and was playing that way. And it's probably not the best way to try and play competitively. I'll give you that much. But we got there. We got to a desk, and then we started doing better. As simple as that.
Hey, the better the setup, and like you've just exponentially grown from that point. You've really fit into your role. We're started at this like Reaper one trick, and now you have added Ashe to that pool. You played mostly the Ashe today. I'm working on some May too, and it was looking really good, gotta say. So pretty impressive, given it was 6 maps. Well, it was a lot of Overwatch. A lot of Overwatch happening today.
We were being away at DreamHack like we both were, so.
Yes, it was a very long. We were at DreamHack just a little bit ago. So having not practiced coming into this was quite a good deal. I do have one more question for you before we go ahead and get this started off. I know this is your first year at Shenandoah, first year on the team. What has been your favorite thing about competing for Overwatch so far?
I think my favorite part has been getting back into the competitive scene. I didn't have much going on for me like before. I played a little bit in early Overwatch 1 competitively whenever I was back on console, and I haven't really been into it much, and then coming back here, it's kind of, it feels like home. I'll say that. I haven't competed in Overwatch in a while. This is my game. I'm glad to be back to it.
And we're so glad that we can be on the same team. High five once again. First win for Overwatch. It feels pretty good. I know our Smash team also got a win today. Shout out to Kipp. 12 stocks. He got a 12 stock today. Amazing plays to come from the Shenandoah esports teams. This was actually our first win on a Tuesday, which is kind of fun for all 3 teams. So we've been doing good. League, you'll get one next time. I promise. I believe in it. We so got this. This is going to be all for the broadcast today, though. We got plenty more of esports action yet to come from Shenandoah University, including Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So I better see all of you back here for those in all of those evenings around 7 or 8 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much for joining our TriCast today. Shout out once again to Ben and Chris for holding down the fort on the casting desk, and we'll go ahead and see you for some more esports tomorrow.
materialize.